Hello everyone, welcome back to Ace Apollo. What's it called again? Apologist Ace Attorney. A lot of A's. I think it's just a single J that's not... Anyway, last time, I believe we're ready to start this next case. Or trial. At least the second day of it. Well, this is it. Today's the day it all goes down. And then there was yesterday. Yeah, you interrupted our... Is interrogation really the right word? I guess just questioning. This meeting is over, sorry. Hello, Rob, welcome to the stream. Just goes 5 more minutes, we can call them back after that. I also realized you were supposed to be off the case. How come you were the one who went to go tell us to stop? Sorry, no go. Come on, piano boy, we're leaving. Drainian, wait! Or Drain... I have no idea if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Never liked you, either of you. Huh? Yeah, and that last line really makes me not trust him anymore. Darn it, we were so close, he was about to tell us. Hey, Apollo! He didn't want us to hear what Machi had to say. And I think I know why. Time to bring down a little justice. But... Wait, what? What was that? He is heard but unseen. Who's that talking? Is it the, magician guy? Truce's uncle? Yep! Nine Claymore! Axe exclaimed as he walked in through the door normally. You aren't the witness today, are you, Uncle Valerian? A preposterous proposition. How can I stand to stand upon the stand? Why am I thinking to be free for all the plucking? Might even have to sign autographs. That's why I intend to remain hidden for the entire day! Oh, with vanishing magic? Indeed. I will jump onto an express train and express myself to the next town over. But before I go, a word of warning. I have no idea what voice I was doing for him before. Warning, what? A grand Greymoor glamour resides in the root of all that has happened today. Do not forget this truth. A glamour? A spell! A sorcery, a great illusion. Miss Trucy, though it pains me to part so... I need to get my in line for that ticket. Farewell! Hold on, I'll tell you how dominant first ready. Yeah, the thing is, it's a fan game and a knockoff of Pokemon with technically not a knockoff, but Pokemon with guns. Which is an interesting first 2 games to be doing stupidly well. And I love Power World, it's been great. Undertale Yellow was amazing as well. I still have some shorts I need to make on it, I just haven't had a chance. And I would have a chance this weekend if it wasn't for the fact that I had so much homework because the first week of school got snowed out and I couldn't do it. And there he goes. Sure seemed happy about that illusion thing. Oh, big illusions are the bread and butter of a magician. You can't pull off a show without one. The big illusion is always a spectacle to remember. Usually it involves cutting up things, like people or elephants. Or the Eiffel Tower. Anything, really. Don't cut up the Eiffel Tower. So he was talking about what we saw at the concert. Moore's disappearing act. Undertale and Pokemon. You know what? Yeah, they both have guns. Oh, wow. And Prosecutor Gavin's exploding guitar. I wonder what he meant by it being at the root of all that has happened. Well, it's about time. Shall we go? Excuse me, sir. Oh, the bailiff? Yes? The scheduled starting time of the trial has been changed. What? Trial will not be commencing until 10:30 a.m. Sorry for the inconvenience. I wish I just gave a model to the bailiff. Oh, did something happen? This is the first. It was by the judge's request. Some urgent personal business. Great, but he stayed up too late last night watching courtroom dramas. Apparently he's visiting the hospital again. The hospital? I believe it was mentioned that Chief Citizen was unwell. Oh, he's unwell, you say? Cocoon from which remedy can be extracted. This is a medicine. And, yeah. That's medicine. That's what it's for. Why would he be specifically bringing it over for him, though? Apparently his condition worsened considerably this morning. Chief Justice's son. Oh, that was Apollo. Oh, that's right. Remember yesterday morning? The judge said he had to go visit him after the trial. Hello, Joseph. Welcome to the stream. There's an article about it in the newspaper. What is with all the articles? Care to read about it yourself? Use your article. I will check that out. Here it is. Where have I heard that before? You hear about the Senate hearing that happened the week because it might concern the no. Could you send, like, it to me in Discord so I can check it out later, Robbo? I just would rather not check it out in the middle of the stream. But I don't typically keep up much with law, which is, interesting because I'm playing a game about law, technically. Too much into it, yeah, just keep... Alright, thanks for that. I'll let you read that article first, Apollo. Just leave it to the TV guide. Just leave the TV guide page to me. Why do you like that so much anyway? What is that TV gauge thing? Strikes closer to home than ever before. First case in the country? Huh. Try not to lose the page with the funnies if you can. Hello, Hydro. Welcome to the stream. I've heard nothing about the Senate hearing. I'll have to search it up later. I'm not sure exactly what to search, though. My apologies for the delay. Between streams, so this is the only time you've, Well, I mean, I wasn't able to stream yesterday because I was focusing on homework. And then halfway through it, I have to use a VPN to do my homework. And the VPN was just like, I'm just gonna quit. I couldn't get it back up. I don't know why. Especially move all viewers under 16 from the US business social media. Oh, the thing is, it's only for Florida for now. But the thing is, I don't like people removing accounts. I think there should be an option to not remove them, but have to have parents' permission. I understand why they're doing it, but at the same time, it's just annoying. Apologies for the day. Court is now in session for the trial of, how do you say this name again? Machi Tobai, our suspect, Horace Tanisto. Right, it's a trial in the case. Hello, King, welcome to the stream there, forehead. Not already! The trial's barely begun, I am already being called Air Forehead. The defense is prepared, Your Honor. Prosecution is ready to rock. Is something wrong, Your Honor? No, well... Oh, right, I forgot about that. Let's not focus on the court case for now. I mean, not the court... Let's focus on this court case, and not the Senate meeting for now. Let's go with that. Because I'll have to look up... I'll have to look up the research, not research. I'll have to research this stuff afterward to see what exactly is going on. Because the thing I'm concerned about as well is how they're going to enforce it. I should stop talking about it. Let's just get back to the case. We're supposed to watch my streams. No, well, yes. It's just, I've been friends with the Chief Justice since we were students. Painful to see him going through such a difficult time. Insuritis, was it? That article said there's no known cure. Judge, let me say with all honesty, I feel your pain. But now is not the time for tears. Now the time for law. Hello, Reggie. Welcome to the stream. Happened to Machi? Well, we were talking to him, but then we were told to basically, hey, yeah, you can't talk to him anymore for reasons. And also, we believe he's trying to smuggle something. This is a replica of it. He's trying to smuggle this in, which is a cure for a disease. And we also just found out, coincidentally, the Chief Justice's son has said disease and is the first in the country. But smuggling these out is illegal, and it's like, if you do it, the country enforces it by death sentence. So that's fun. I don't know why why it's illegal to take it out. I understand species being illegal because it can cause a lot of, what's it called? Invasive species to appear, but it's the medicine part that I think they would want to be able to transport. Now it's time for law. Indeed. We left off quite the junction yesterday. So, I think you said that last time, Rado. You'll never find your body. What? Can't say a pull about that number. IPXX314206. Agent registered under that number. This number was Roman Latraus. Thanks for looking into that for us, Detective Crescent. Great help. Oh, no problem at all, Your Honor. I'll be heading out. Wait, that voice just now. It was him. I'm sure of it. It was him? The voice I heard, talking to Mr. Latraus, when I heard the gunshots fired. No, I'm pretty sure he said 540, I don't remember. Not that important. Disarm Joseph. It was him, it was Mr. Drayton. No way! Quite a seasonal ending. Who would have thought Drayton would guest star in the season cliffhanger as a suspect? Ask the prosecution to look into this matter. Please don't report your findings. Drayton Crescent is a member of my band, the Gavineers. He's also a detective, making the current charges serious indeed. Yet, after investigation, I have found no clues to alter our case or file new charges. And your reason is? Weren't you aware, Airforehead? He has an impeccable alibi. An alibi? Let's review the facts again, shall we? The concert held on the night of the shooting wasn't in 3 sets. I think I'm doing the same. Oh, whatever. Cavaliers ripped the stage during the first set. For the second set, our guests took center stage. Only performers appearing were myself, Lamore, and Machi. Along with a drummer and bass set for total set of 5. Shooting in the dressing room, however, took place during the 3rd set. Off until games on the table for months. I mean, they are fun. Hide the body in my backyard. Ignoring the fact I technically live in the countryside, no. Looks like Zed from Xenoblade 3 is a teenager. You're not wrong about it either. I think the hair does a little bit. I don't like that. Use a VPN. I'm gonna have to do that for my class. You're dead. Alright, use Phoenix sound on Hydro. Doesn't remember took place on Thursday. The moment the defendant, Machi Tobai, had left the stage at that point. The Gavineers are already rocking. This is when 2 shots rang out at the scene of the crime. He's heard by Detective in the sky, mind you. Yeah, and I now know that it's underneath the stage. So I thought like it was to the side. Like the dressing rooms were behind the stage. Nope, they're underneath. Too late, the body is buried. Flash on Barry. Flash on Barry, I get it, I guess. Like, the thing is, primary suspect is Tobai, who I don't believe I did it. There is a small chance it was, he did it himself, Lachaus, but Drayton is my prime suspect right now. And Apollo, you heard them too, right? I sure did. Furthermore, Lamora herself witnessed the moment of this crime. Well, perhaps I should say she heard the moment of the crime. When she claims to have heard Mr. Lachaus and Detective Crescent talking. But that's impossible! Detective Crescent was... Precisely. Detective Crescent was on stage getting his groove on, no less. Voila! A perfect alibi! I should arm all Florida music we use it. Why? Not exactly sure why, but okay. Doesn't the defense have anything to add to this? It's true, when I heard those gunshots, he must have been on stage. Still, there's something here that doesn't quite add up. Because the defense has no objections. Believing is able to say that his son's alibi had been acknowledged. It means that Lamore was sadly mistaken. Her testimony cannot be true. Very well, of course, we disregard her testimony. I see no evidence keeping us from declaring a verdict. If indeed there are no objections. Apollo, if he declares a verdict now, the prosecutor Gavin's case is airtight. Lamore might have been lying to protect Machi. How can I rely on her testimony? Wait, what about yesterday in the detention center? About the case? What about the case? Want to tell us about Mr. Lachaus' death? This meeting's over. Figured I'd decoy on stage. I was thinking more of a stunt double, but the thing is, the stunt double would have to be good. No, hold on. He messed up his guitar solo. Like, at the end here. So that might not have been him. That either wasn't him, a stunt double, or how else could he have done it? Because the thing is, there was also the fire starter in the piano, which I don't think is going to be able to prove anything. Yeah, I gotta go. Alright, see you later, Rob. Hopefully you enjoyed. Creighton? Machi was trying to tell us something. I know it. Maybe the best thing to do was ask him. Under oath. Yeah, well, the court finds the defendant, what was his name again?
Objection!
Your Honor! No, that wasn't it. Something like Maxis or Mr. Justice? Your Honor, before you declare a verdict, I would like to call another witness. Exactly who do you need to hear from? A witness who until now has not been given a chance to speak in this court. Because he doesn't speak English? You don't mean... I do. Defense calls defendant Machi Tobai to the stand. What? He doesn't speak English. We'll use an interpreter. Interpreter? I'm afraid you have to look elsewhere. I only speak a few phrases such as, I love you and where's the toilet? The defense would like to request Lamore as the interpreter. Lamore? But there's a possibility she's protecting the defendant. But she'd be interpreting for the defendant. Why would she lie? This is most unusual. Bravo, airport head. Yeah, Judge, the prosecution agrees with the defense request. If the more lies, I'll be able to tell. Even my limited knowledge of language should be enough for that. Well, if both prosecution and defense are for this, I see little cause for refusal. Finally, some progress. Bailiff, please show the defendant and Lamore to the witness stand. Hey, we're gonna see the model of them together again. We saw this like once at the beginning here, I think. Well, there's a first time for everything. Shall we proceed? Your name to begin with. If you would, Lamore. Yes. He says, Machi Tobai, the defendant. This is certainly a first for this courtroom. Not that we really need an interpretation of that message in particular. So far, so good. Very well, Mr. Justice, if you would. Huh? If I would what, Your Honor? We call him to the stand. This is the first time the defense, I think, has called someone to the stand. At least in this game. I'm not sure about all things, right? You called the defendant to the stand, did you not? What would you have him testify about? What did I want him to testify about? I hadn't thought that far yet. Apollo? Aren't you going to ask him what he was about to tell us yesterday? How can I if I don't know what he was saying? Just say, yesterday we asked you about something, and then just tell us what that was. Excuse me a moment. If I might speak. Yes, Lamore? Wrong voice. Just now, Machi said there's something he wishes to testify. Machi wants to testify about something? What could it be? What sort of testimonies are talking about? One moment, please. The suspense is killing me. I mean, I already killed Lettuce, or Roman Lachaus. What? What? Well, Lamore? According to Machi, he has proof of his innocence. What? This is a surprise. Yoo-hoo, victory, Apollo, we did it! This is sounding too good to believe. I know what that usually means. Well, if that's true, this is a vital testimony, Lamore. I mean, Machi. Please testify to the court. Very well. He says that word of Mr. Lachaus' death came as a great shock. If the killing truly followed the lyrics of my song, that is, he could not have done it. He says that because the lyrics are in English, he does not understand them. Oh. That's actually smart. I see. Wouldn't have understood the English lyrics of the song. That prevented him from following them so closely. Wonder what he meant by proof. Why, he would only have to ask Lamore to know the meaning of that song. Lamore, did you ever explain the lyrics of that song to him? I did tell him generally what the song was about, but never in so much detail, and he never asked. As my oft-repeated warning already fled that forehead, Lamore might be protecting the witness. Well, anyway, let's proceed with the cross-examination. Minute justice, if you would. Why do I have to cross-examine him? Yes, Your Honor. Something's hidden in that testimony, I know it. I just have to trust my bracelet and tell me what... Oh, this might not work. Because we're hearing it from... No, if Lamore is lying. Worked yesterday, a work day. We'll only be able to tell if Lamore is lying here, not Machi. And I do have to use the bracelet. Great shock. Done it. It's gonna be the first one. You nuked the void? Well, nothing you can do against that. Sorry. Luckily it was in the void. Oh, I'm looking at Machi. I can see under the glasses! I feel like there's gonna be something there. It's either gonna be on you or him. The hands are the things that's suspicious to me, though. I do want to press things, I guess.
Hold it!
Weren't Machi and Mr. LaChap's close? Yes, after we traveled around the world on tour together.
Objection!
Lamore, this is Machi's cross-examination, not yours. But I knew the answer. Just leave Castletown? Just rewind time, I guess, if you know how. This is a court of law. We'll play by the book. I understand. Machi Gavin's is tough. He's real tough. Anything else, Machi? I understand the hint, but no hints unless I actually get stuck for a couple of minutes, please. Machi says he was very good friends with Mr. LaChaus. Mr. LaChaus was always a gentleman, never angry. We got along quite well. Never dreamed something like this would happen. Oh, the lyrics of my song. Yeah, let's start proceeding here. I doubt there's anything suspicious here. I just want to watch Machi's eyes. Press, I guess. The guitar is a Sinead, correct? Yes, the crime followed the lyrics of the song. The theft of the key ring, the burning guitar, and the bullet. This is why it could not have been me. The thing is, it's because I can see under his glasses. I believe something here is going to be, like, noticeable.
Hold it!
I'll press the last thing before I go to that one. Why can't I English? By could not have done it, you mean... It's very simple. Machi could not have done all the things that happened that day. For all those things followed the song lyrics closely. Wouldn't it be difficult for him to perform without knowing the meaning of the lyrics? He didn't know what the song was about, its mood, shall we say. This was enough to play by. I told him it was a song about a guitar in love. It's not actually the guitar that's in love, strictly speaking. Oh, perhaps I misunderstood. No, not really. Yours also, wrong voice. Yours is also a valid interpretation. Okay. No, it is my fault. I'm too used to singing in Bulgarian. It is much easier than trying to understand these English lyrics. Yay, I knew he was innocent! I believe he is too, Trucy. I do. What's wrong, Apollo? You got a tummy ache or something? Something hidden in that testimony. The truth, I'll find it. Wrong button, just this one. Watching Tobai.
Gotcha!
He looked to the right. Machi. You can't fool my eyes. I can see under your glasses. You glanced toward her the very moment Lamore said the word English. Why? And don't bother interpreting that. He understands me. He knows. Machi, tell the truth. You can understand English, can't you? What are you saying? Of course he can't. Must you continue this charade? Mr. Justice, Machi says this. I know the word English. Huh? Before coming to this country, he heard me speaking English. He learned the name for this language, that is all. What? Give me a break. Is that such an unusual word to understand? No. Do you not know Espanol, for instance? Well, yeah, but... I'm sorry, but he truly does not understand your language. Well, then explain this! How does he know the crime followed the lyrics? Oh, have you always been such a suspicious-minded lad? Only you have a ring. Joke's on you, I don't have a ring! I have a bracelet! It's simple. So simple it hardly requires an explanation. He read about it in the newspaper. The newspaper? It's not in the newspaper. Bulgarian Daily Bugle. You can buy it in this country these days, you know. They have already begun to report about this case in our homeland. I was right. What's wrong, Mr. Justice? Your eyes, they're quite fierce all of a sudden. Machi is lying. Maybe it's time to show them proof that he's lying. The thing is, this doesn't help us. I hear a Bulgarian newspaper, the Bulgarian Daily Bugle, as a matter of fact. Indeed, there is a feature article about the case. Could you read this for me, Machi? That's right. It doesn't mention the lyrics. What is this all about? I'm sorry, Machi. You couldn't have read about the lyrics in a Bulgarian newspaper. We got him, and I don't like that. What does this mean? Alright, see you later, Joseph. Hopefully you're able to enjoy. Wrong voice, whatever. I don't see how it's possible. I know. You must have heard the lyrics when the police were doing their questioning. Yes. Not possible. Some of the lyrics were not brought up in police questioning. I read the report myself. So the lyrics weren't in the newspaper and the police didn't mention them. The only place you could have heard them was in this courtroom. In English, no less. The witness will explain himself. I'm not the only one that was confused by their gender. Okay. That was kind of somewhat intentional. Machi says, yes. It is true I read the newspaper. But this is not where I learned of the lyrics. I was mistaken. Now I remember. You remember? He says he heard the lyrics from me. What? Is this true, Lamore? Yes, I'm afraid I had forgotten it myself. I don't like this. It looks like Air Force has been jumping to conclusions again. Seems so, yes. No, no! I was onto something. I know it. I can't let this chance slip away. Time is an issue today, Mr. Justice. I have finished with the cross-examination. What are you going to do, Apollo? I'm going to keep on cross-examining. I'd better have an angle of attack. Or else. My bracelet's still reacting. Your Honor, please allow me to continue. If you must, you must. Very well, witness. I understand. What followed this song?
Hold it!
Exactly how much did you explain to Machi? Ah, this is a question for me, yes? This interpretation thing is getting old fast. I told him that Mr. Lichhouse had been killed and why he was a suspect. I told him the crimes of that day followed my song. Did you mention any particular words of the song relating to the case? Such as heart? Yes, of course. I explained this. He was quite surprised. Yeah, I knew he was innocent. That doesn't help. Right, fully understand it. I don't care. Proceed. It might be Lamore here. I think her mouth wasn't moving again.
Gotcha!
Yep. Not mouth moving, it was her gulping or whatever. Lemore. I'm currently cross-examining Machi. Why should you be uncertain? Me? Uncertain? Yes, you swallowed the very moment you told the court. It was I who explained. I see there's little point in trying to hide anything from you. Lemore, are you indeed protecting someone? That is not a question with a simple answer. To tell the truth, I do not believe it myself. Then allow me to answer for you. Lemore, you're protecting... Valid Greybo! No, this is a tough one. I don't think it's gonna be Machi this time. Latrouse, maybe? Herself?
Take that!
I'm afraid I don't understand what you're saying. It's not Latrouse. Well, so sad to go through life being so misunderstood. Don't need your pity. What I need is another chance. Come on, this is easy. Who is she protecting? Is it just Machi?
Take that!
Lemore, you're protecting Machi. It was that simple. I overthought things. That's where you lied and told us you had explained how the crime followed the song. I don't fault you for trying to help, but this is not the way. Machi, I believe you didn't do it. Really, I trust you. But you've lied to us twice. And now you have Lemore lying on your behalf. If this is going to work, you have to trust me, too. Your two lies cover a simple truth. You understand English. You have to. Come on, speak. Ah, it's English letters! Even though that's more of a scream. What kind of voice do I do for him? Willis, this is true. Do you understand English? Yes, a little only. Hey, he speaks. What? First he can see, now he can talk. And you did not know about this, Lemore? No, I did not. It is quite a surprise, but being blind now he lies about knowing English. Yeah, like, I wouldn't be surprised if his English is more limited than Lemore, but he knows more than he was explaining. How many seconds is that witness holding? The answer to that is yes. Last. This is last. Machi, could you tell us what really happened? No shooting. I did no shooting. Okay, yeah, he is speaking in more of a broken English. So, you weren't in the dressing room where I heard those 2 gunshots, correct? Apparently, the answer to that question isn't simple either. I was in dressing room behind desk. Manager, he on floor. Which would be after the shooting, right? Then, there is voice. Voice or voices? Was it you and Emma, Apollo? So when Machi went into the dressing room, Mr. Lachouse had already been shot? And then we came to the door. Panel high up! I take off! Run away! Run away! So it was you who escaped through the air vent! That's the prosecution has upheld all along, no less. The defendant has admitted to being at the scene. Why we take this as a confession?
Objection!
No, he's clearly denied that he did it. I know shooting. Manager on floor. Already on floor.
Objection!
The victim had already been shot, you say. I find that hard to believe. The defendant understood the song lyrics. He was at the scene of the crime. This can only mean one thing. He's the shooter. Yeah, but he was knocked out when we found him on the top of that stage. That has to be activated from somewhere else. And someone is currently trying to skip town. Does the defendant have anything to say to this? He's clammed up, Apollo. Let's ask Mr. Justice. We require any further testimony from the witness. Is that it? Is there nothing else I can get from him to testify about? Wait, no, of course there is. What's this cocoon, anyway? The cocoon, the silk, is a potent cure. A cure? Well, Machi, are you a smuggler? He won't tell me. That cocoon has something to do with this. Machi, please, tell us the truth for your own sake. No, no more speak. Not to any of you. So much for your precious trust there, forehead. Hey, you were the one who didn't believe him. Regardless, this brings us to an impasse. It does seem that Vince and the defendant are at odds. I doubt we're likely to learn anything more of value should this continue. Since no other course but to declare a 5-minute recess. Vince will work things out with the defendant so that we might proceed. Thank you. Apollo, useless? That's justice. Better than I say if you ever want to get some. Believe I know shooting? Magically, Mr. House was already down on the ground when he entered the room. Maybe it was a trap and he walked right into it. Suddenly, I hear revolver. Close, very close. I'm surprised you know revolver. I would have just said shot. What was it say? Then I hear a voice. You heard gunshots? Yes, it is true. I hear revolver, but only sound. Wait, you're saying we went into the dressing room and found Mr. LaChausse already dead and then you heard shots? If that's true. So, you were at the scene of the crime when you heard those shots? And you escaped through the air vent. I know. What do you know? I know if I opening vent, I can leave stage and backstage. Vince went both the stage and the backstage area. Is that what he means? Hey, he's right. Look, Apollo. It does. Huh, yeah. I didn't realize that was an air vent. How did you know it was connected like that? Wait, I bet his father was the architect that designed the hall or something. I hear this from Magician. Hold up. Did Lamore go through the air vents? I would ask what you hate about it, but I'm going to be playing it soon, so wait till I find what you hate about it and tell me what it is you hate about it, please, Hydro. Don't look at me! A magician, huh? Well, at least we're clear on one thing. Machi didn't shoot Mr. LaChausse. Yeah, but what does that leave us with? We're supposed to say he went into the other room to find the body, and then he heard the shots. That one's gonna go over well in court. Not. Apollo, you're his defense. You're supposed to believe whatever he says, even lies. That's what Dad always told me. I'll just pretend you misheard him. Every time. So, what do we do? You sure you won't testify, Machi? No talking, no. Well, it was worth a shot. That cocoon. I can't go home. Can't go home? I can't go home to Bulgaria. I do not want to go home. The only way for taking a cocoon from Bulgaria is death. That's right, it's punishable by death. Of course, he's scared. Oh well, I guess we'll just have to try a different approach. That's the spirit, Apollo. So what's your plan? If Machi will testify about it, we'll have to get someone else to testify. Someone else? Think we're out of time. Let's get back in there. Right! Court is now back in session. Mr. Justice, have you sorted things out with the defendant? Yes, Your Honor. We had a good talk. Very well. So will he testify? Your Honor, the defendant will not testify. What? Shame in here. I thought this was your big chance to turn the case around. Actually, it is. The defense would like to approach this case from a different angle, Your Honor. A different angle? If Machi won't testify, then I know who will. I'd like to cross-examine the witness in this case. Lamore. Lamore?
Objection!
What are you up to now? I thought we determined yesterday that Lamore's testimony was insubstantial. There's nothing you can... Lamore was taken to the hospital yesterday with injuries. What happened? She was assaulted, Your Honor. Assaulted? Someone wanted Lamore dead. Thankfully, she was able to save herself. What? I've heard no such report. Prosecutor Gavin. Why would anyone be out to kill Lamore? Can you think of a reason? Well, think of how she is known in our country. A singer from overseas who doesn't speak English, yes? Yet someone tried to keep her mouth shut. Who could that have been? You don't think... I do. It was the same person who shot Mr. Latrous. The killer was afraid of her, afraid of what she might say. The defense believes that something was hidden in her testimony yesterday. Something that the killer doesn't want getting out. So am I to understand that this is what you are saying? Namely, that there's a nugget of truth in Lemore's testimony. A nugget we have yet to uncover. Exactly. A golden nugget. Lemore was attacked. This has serious implications. Very well. There were some vague points in your testimony during yesterday's trial. Perhaps we did not inquire as deeply as we might have into some. Court will hear Lemore's testimony once more. Finally getting somewhere. Lemore, I must apologize. Let's ask you to stand again and speak. You need not apologize. I know that Machi is innocent, and will do all I can until the court realizes this. Let's review your testimony from yesterday. You told us you heard 2 gunshots and the shooter's voice through the window. A chicken nugget. Was it a dinosaur chicken nugget? Or is it just a normal chicken nugget? And do we have ketchup to go with it? And is it only one? And that the voice belonged to Darien Crescent, yes? That is correct. At which point I proved she cannot be correct. She could never had any thought of those things. The small window at the scene was closed, and was found to be quite soundproof. You have nothing to say to that, Mr. Justice. I don't know exactly what yet, but I do know there's something there. There is, it seems, much you do not know. It is my duty to hear him out. Perhaps the witness would be so kind to testify once more to the court. Despite long as we... Yeah, there are some difficulties, but it's going surprisingly smoothly. She's better than Machi at this. I'm away from the stage to the backstage exit. That's when I heard them. Mr. Latrous and the detective. Heard the faint sound of a gunshot and stopped. Then I heard another gunshot. There was a smell of gunpowder. I knew I must tell someone, but I was in a hurry, so I kept moving past the small window. Launches a passage. What name was yesterday's testimony? Gunpowder, you say? Hold on a second. Would this give off the smell of gunpowder? Maybe not for a normal person, but someone with a better smell than normal. Would this give off the smell of gunpowder? I am sorry. I am not used to speaking much in this language. Perhaps my descriptions are lacking in some way. Yet everything I have said here is the truth. It is my distinct displeasure to say this. What you have said to happen is impossible. Do I have to repeat myself? Lemore was attacked because of this testimony. What, Trucy? Apollo, you know, for a moment there, you're pretty cool. Maybe I do better when I don't try to think ahead. Very well, Mr. Justice. Perhaps you can coolly cross-examine the witness. You heard Trucy. Hey, let's do this cool-like. The stage is the backstage exit. Something wrong. I know I said hold it. But she's saying the same thing she said before. Mr. Justice. Sorry, it's nothing. Please continue with your testimony. Now I know what I mean about reckless youth these days. One in red there is a shining example, I judge. You're the last person who should be pointing fingers, Mr. Rockstar.
Hold it!
Damien Crescent. I did not know his name at the time. But yes, it was him, the one who took the stand yesterday. How many times I need to remind you that's impossible? There's no way you could have heard him. Because the window at the scene was closed? Is that why? Of course! Is it soundproof? Paulo, if we keep asking the same questions as yesterday, we won't get anywhere. She's right, maybe there's a different angle I can try. And what were they talking about? Lemore, do you by any chance remember what they were saying to each other? If so, please tell us. I have given it much reflection, but I was afraid of this. She doesn't remember. I only heard one phrase clearly. A whole phrase? That is useful. You remember something that was said? Why didn't you say anything yesterday? Though my memory is clear, I was afraid to speak. You see, I do not understand what was said. This could be it. The clue I've been waiting for. What did he say? It was the other man speaking, not Mr. Latrous. The shooter, then? Drayton Crescent. Well, what did he say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Hold on. The switch. That lit a fire. Oh, this is interesting. Switch? And you said this to the victim, Mr. Latrous? I thought it quite strange myself, afterward. See, it is a mystery. What could it possibly mean? Mr. Justice care to shed some light on this? I mean, sure. I'd be delighted. It's very, very vital. Maybe we could add that to the testimony. Maybe, Apollo? We got it. Small window, I heard a voice say, press the switch, now.
Objection!
And we have said switch right here! Press the switch. There's only one key that can unlock the mystery of those words. Oh? There was nothing at the scene that could be called a switch. Save the lights. True, there wasn't a switch at the scene. But it just so happens, I have a switch right here! That apparently does look like a switch, doesn't it? Problem is, this was found not at the scene of the crime, but on the stage. The stage? Well, the concert was held, yes. This was found hidden there. On the stage? How are you claiming that the voice Lamar heard? Was someone commanded another to press the switch? It's a possibility.
Objection!
Oh, forehead. I call that an impossibility. Why? Probably necessary for me to remind the court the later of this concert forum. The stage is quite far from the Lord's dressing room. Not to mention that Cavanagers were in the middle of a concert on such stage. Doesn't matter. There were headpieces. We aren't known for being a quiet band. You could shout all you wanted and not be heard. Hector's voice was loud, but certainly not a shout. So to have a forehead's cries of possibility fallen for short of being heard. Sorry, but he wouldn't have needed to shout. Excuse me? Here's what I said, or do you need me to shout it out for you? I would have been quite simple to be heard on a stage from that dressing room. Oh wait, you like evidence, don't you? How about this? Using this, it would be easy to get a message to someone on the stage from the dressing room.
Take that!
Especially to Gavin, perhaps you're familiar with this. Why, that's... What is it? Is that some kind of newfangled phone thing they invented while I wasn't looking? Maybe in the future, Judge, but not now. This is a type of transmitter. A communications device. Communications device? What I've heard that night. Everyone on stage was wearing one of these. Isn't that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, actually, they're for talking between band members. We all had one on. She admit that if you're wearing one of these, talking from the backstage to the stage would be simple.
Objection!
True, but wait, those are not an electronic signal. To avoid interference with the audio systems, their range is quite limited. Moore said it was about 30 feet, right? Look at this cross-section diagram of the concert form. Ah! Actually, the walk from the stage to backstage seems far, but the direct distance is less than 30 feet. Projects with new technology can't keep up with. Yes, just wait for. Oh, something I would love to see. I would love to see the judge put on a VR headset just to see what he would react to. Like, boot up that plank simulator or whatever it's called, or Super Hot maybe. The Walking Dead would be a bit much for him. What else is there? That'd be fun for the judge to watch play. Just any horror. Oh, a FNAF game would be terrible for his heart. Or not his heart. Just would be terrifying for him. That can't be. So when Lamar heard the shooter's voice, he could have been talking to someone on stage. That begins a VR headset. Oh, you're not wrong. Hey, you blame this mission question. Why'd it have to be on the stage at the time? It could be placed in a pocket and carried anywhere. Then we could have hidden on the stage after the fact. Hey, he's got a point. How do we know where it was when she heard the voice? When the shooter said press the switch, well, I guess we don't. Unfortunate situation. I know how to figure that out. A new Ace Attorney game. Really? When was the last one released? I'm afraid then until we know what the switch was, there's no point in debating it. Sure this was the way to go with this. What is the switch anyway? We don't even know that basic fact. We do. Wait a second. New one last year? Oh, really? Alright, I'll have to check it out then. I say that a lot when I hear a bunch of stuff like this. Wait a second. I do know what the switch is. And if you follow that train of logic to its incredible conclusion, it ends up in proof that completely changes this case. What's up, Apollo? Apollo? We know about this switch, right? We know what it is. Yeah. Well, think of when it was used that day. Think of what happened. Well, Mr. Justice, if you have no further information to share concerning the switch, Your Honor, not unless you're going to... Oh, 2021. Alright, I'm kind of curious which one it is. Yes, Mr. Justice? I've been remiss in not telling the court before. I know what this switch is. Well, in the defense is Sabon linking the switch to the case. Let's see your evidence to the link. What evidence do you have to explain what the switch is? They're gonna talk now.
Take that!
Prosecutor Gavin, you remember this? That's... That what? It's another one of those newfangled... Does this look like a cell phone to you, Judge? This is an igniter. What phones look like this? Ignite it? You mean it's like a lighter? Yes, actually. You want to say this switch is a remote? I mean, this is a remote trigger for an igniter. What? Look, I'll show you. Yeah. Mr. Judge, you will see the system burning down this car. Hey, someone in chat already tried doing it. Sorry, that was a bit more fire than I expected. If my whiskers had caught on fire. Prosecutor Gavin, let me repeat myself. Do we not have a fire extinguisher in the courtroom? This switch is a remote. Igniter trigger. Crazy Attorney Chronicles games. Oh, is that the ones that took place in, like, ancient times or whatever? Doesn't that suggest something to you? You are talking about what happened to me, aren't you? Ah, exactly. That night at the concert there was one unusual burst of flame. When your guitar caught on fire in the middle of your performance. Wasn't that the part of the stage show, though? Prosecutor Gavin was entirely unaware of such a thing had been planned, and the guitar that burned was a valuable keepsake. That's right, he got it in Bulgaria from Lamore. He said the sound was amazing before it burned, of course. Now it just kind of smokes. I thought it was right. No, I didn't mean to... yeah. The better the guitar, the brighter it burns, forehead. Yes? Don't tell me you're trying to tie these two things together. Those being the shooter's voice heard by Lamore's, and the guitar's suddenly catching on fire. I am. It's really simple when you think about it. Mr. Lachouse and the shooter were at the scene of the crime. The shooter was wearing a headset. He ordered someone on stage to press the switch. The switch was pressed, and the guitar caught fire. Well, it does seem to make sense. I thought something about this... It's bugging me. Can't quite put my finger on it. Really? It seems pretty simple to me.
Objection!
Forehead, don't destroy. What little respect I have for you. We're about to get it back, that's for sure. I was expecting something a little more sensible. Guess I was wrong. What's this all about, Prosecutor Gavin? The simple story simply makes no sense. Think, that night my guitar got fire, yes? The cause may have been this, indeed. The entire trilogy? Eventually, yes, but not right now. However, the guitar got fired during the second set. That's right, of course. The guitar got fired during Lamore's song. Indeed, the shooting happened during the third set. The two are utterly unrelated. Yes, that must have been what was bugging me. Well, premise is faulty. See, his story makes no sense.
Objection!
Are you sure about that? What exactly do you mean, Mr. Justice? Maybe it's not the premise for my explanation of the switch that's at fault. Maybe it's our premise for the entire case so far. Tomorrow's stream, I don't actually have a copy of Persona 3 Reload yet. I think I'm gonna at least beat this part of this game in the trilogy before I go on to that. What premise is it specifically? I'm glad you asked. I'm saying that maybe the killing didn't take place in the third act.
Objection!
What's this? Detective in the sky heard shots and found the body. All of this happened in the third act.
Objection!
Gunshots rang out, and according to his testimony, Machi was in that dressing room at the time. Where are you going with this, Mr. Justice? Stay with me, Your Honor. He also told us this in his testimony, namely, the victim had already been shot. We all heard gunshots, but no one saw the shooting. This is insane! Just before the shooting took place, the shooter was heard on his headset, telling someone to press the switch. Next moment, Prosecutor Gavin's guitar burst into flame. We know the remote trigger igniter was inside the guitar. From all these facts, we can draw only one conclusion. The crime did not take place during the third act, but during the ballad performance. The second act. That's how he bled out! What? Yeah, I was wondering that at the beginning. How did it take him that long to bleed out? Order! That goes against the evidence! What does, Your Honor? This crime was carried out according to the lyrics of that song, yes? Hey, he's right, look! The bullet is supposed to come after the fire. You're thinking about it the wrong way. Huh? Look, why would the shooter craft the event to follow the lyrics anyway? It's an awful lot of trouble to go through, with little merit for the person doing it. Well, I'm sure whoever it was had some reason. Yes, they did. A reason that made it advantageous to follow the lyrics. You're saying the order was reversed on purpose? Reversed? Prosecutor Gavin! They could not have followed the lyrics strictly, then yes. The shooting would have had to come after the guitar burst into flames. Have guys in the social links? I'm not surprised by that. People probably had the game in advance. Some people probably had the game in advance, so there's that. People are actually like, yeah, that's right. Yeah. The airport head has raised another possibility. He's claiming the bullet came not after, but just before the fire. Couldn't have put it better myself. We're only meant to think that the shooting came after the guitar burst into flame. That was the criminal's objective. The crime followed the lyrics to a point, but that was the ruse. Why else did the killer was discovered by moving the body? That was the final touch to make it think he followed the lyrics the whole way. Order! Nice, but the most unusual situation. It does. The killer changed the order of events to create himself an alibi. In other words, the killer was someone who had an alibi for the third set, but not the second.
Objection!
I was hoping it wouldn't come to this, but sadly it has. Let me tell you why your little fairy tale makes no sense at all. Oh, it sounds good, I'll give you that. Giving us a reason why the killer bothered following the lyrics from my song. But I questioned your logic, for it's flawed from the very beginning. Flawed? Yes, a contradiction there, forehead. One I pointed out several times, no less. At the time of the crime, the small window of the scene was closed. How could the more I've heard a voice do it? The headset! Oh! Another thing we'd like to divert our attention from this critical fact. You're basing your entire line of reasoning on a false premise. Right. The Moore's testimony is my entire case. That voice you heard, the shooter's voice. What she couldn't hear to follow. Look, what do we have? A man saying press the switch. And near the crime scene, we have a switch, which acts as a remote trigger for an igniter. And last but not least, Prosecutor Gavin's flaming guitar. Can't all be coincidence, but how do I make it work? See, more direct line of questioning is required. When the crime scene was investigated immediately after the crime. That window was closed. Can you tell us how Lamore heard the voice? Key point, to be sure. Ms. Justice, can you explain this to the court? Okay, Justice, you got one thing to prove, and one thing only. Lamore heard a voice, and she heard it during the second set. Think, how was Lamore able to hear the voice? Divine hearing! It was somewhere else. When we investigated the scene, the window was closed. The shooter had no reason to close it had it been open either, meaning it was impossible to hear the voice through that window. It's good to hear you're making sense again. For a moment, I was afraid you might be Bulgarian too. As I was saying, Lamore could not have heard that voice through the window, so there can be only one explanation. She heard the voice from another location entirely. What's this? You doomed you be so. And here I thought you in good sense were back on speaking terms. Now I'm afraid you in good sense speak in two entirely different languages. Shall I interpret for you, Air Forehead? Lamore clearly states she heard the voice through that small window. There's only one small window at the scene. Are you sure? Think about it. Isn't there another small window at the scene? There is? Now, I know that look. You want just to ask him. Very well, you claim Lamore heard the voice from another location. Miss Justice, show us where this location was. Lamore heard the voice from here. The air vent!
Take that!
This is where Lamore heard that voice from. But that's no small window. That's the air vent. Yes, it is, Your Honor. And what did she tell us? She said she's Bulgarian, unfamiliar with our language. Not a stretch to imagine she called this air vent a small window.
Objection!
Now you've done it. You've got beyond ridiculous into ludicrous. Crossing the vents. Can't believe you figured that part out so quickly. Yeah, here's the thing. The Valiant Grimoire's axe had her move. Let me get the thing pulled up. Do I have a cursor here? No. It moved her from the stage through the air vents to that backstage thing. That's how she moved there. I think it might have been during this time she heard the voice, or she somehow thought that's the path you were supposed to take and went through there again. Was in the middle of the station listening to this man's voice. That's the only logical explanation, yes. Logical? I do not think this word means what you think it means there, forehead. What about it isn't logical? Hardly made saying. Why would Lamore be in the ventilation system? Hiding like a rat, no offense intended to her, of course. Explanation for that is simple, Prosecutor Gavin. Isn't it, Lamore? You have been listening to our discussion here, yes? Yes. I admit, it's had me quite confused since yesterday. Yes, the small window was closed. But why should that mean I cannot hear through it? I feared our prosecutor himself might need an interpreter. The problem here is words. Lamore, this small window through which you heard the voice, was it up high on the ceiling of the room, not low on the wall? Yes, it was on the ceiling. What? Oh, my controller's almost dead. You drained all the battery from my controller, Cavalier. I need to charge this thing more often. Order! I'll have order! Witness, you will clarify the statement to the court. Are you in fact saying that you were above the ceiling of the room? And that's where you heard the moment of the crime? Yes, in fact, I was. I'm sorry, I never imagined it would become such an important point. Language barriers. Yes, the biggest part of this case. I wish we had an interpreter who was fully fluent in both languages, and she spoke in that language, because it would make things so much simpler. Trust my controller. I am now, don't worry. It's plugged in now. Go through this every day. I can barely understand English myself, so... yeah. Well, not barely, but you get it. Yes, well, why the heck were you up there? I believe it's time for another testimony. I'm not sure. I can't... May I remind you this is a murder trial? We'll hear your testimony. That's why you witnessed the crimes from above the ceiling of that room. Please! Well, looks like I'm not on the right track. Looks like I'm on the right track. Yes, I was above the ceiling when I heard the voice. Oh, you can actually fit up there? Wow. I had heard there was a small window there before. With one language, yeah. Like, I know a couple words in Japanese, but that's just from watching anime, and that's not really much to go off of. It was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. As to why I was there, I cannot say. I am bound to secrecy on this matter. Bound to secrecy? In my line of work, one has many obligations to uphold. But you were in the middle of your performance. This did happen during the second set. I did not witness the crime, you must understand. I only know what I heard. Some big Vince. Yeah, most things, people can't fit in them. Yeah, but you must tell us what you were doing in detail. That's what the cross-examination is for, Jaffohead. Our mission in this court is to discern the truth. No obligation to binding pacts may hinder that mission. Very well. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. What are you going to do, Apollo? Posture among us venting. I'm gonna find out the truth. She was above that ceiling for a reason. I just have to get out of her. Alright, cross-examine time. Lamore, is it possible that you were sus? No, I regret saying that instantly. I regret that. I really wish I did not say that above the ceiling. Could you be more specific? I cannot. Because you're bound to secrecy. Your Honor, my client is sus. Yes, to tell the truth, I was not supposed to say I was above the ceiling. I dare not say more. Doesn't sound like I'll be able to coax it out of her by just asking. Heard there was a small window there, yeah. By a small window, you mean the air vent. I only remembered I needed to be careful of where I put my hands and feet. Imagine she just fell through there during the murder. I cannot see the light coming through the window, of course. The air vent grate could trip you up, certainly. But I'm not reading that, but sure. So I was walking very carefully when I heard the gunshots. Startled, I crouched and listened. That's when I heard his voice come from the room. Lamore minted into medbay. If I play Among Us on this channel, I might name my character Lamore now. just because. Assuming I can spell it. Creighton's voice. I knew something terrible had happened, yet it was in the middle of my performance. I had no time to report what I had heard. So without a word, you just let the third set start? After the curtains closed for the second set, there was still much to do. Could have ruined this whole misunderstanding if you had only told us sooner. The body was in... The body... Hold on. Hold on. The body was in dressing room. Yes, perhaps I could have. I see little point in entering the witness. What's done is done. Mind works differently when one is in the middle of a performance. Well, I had lost my voice in the middle of a show and kept on singing. Completely unaware. If you tell me Robo the Challenge is not... We're never... This is gonna be Among Us for the rest of the stream, isn't it? Singing without a voice. If only all contradictions were so oblivious. Only could get Lamore to talk. Prosecutor like this doesn't seem to be getting me anywhere. As to why I was there, I cannot say. No, I need to read that. No, I did not mean to do that! It was bound to secrecy. It's gonna take some hard-hitting proof to make her talk. I think I know why she was up there, but how do I prove it? You heard the gunshots during the second set, during your performance. You're quite sure. Yes. Why would I lie about the time? Why didn't you tell us this yesterday? No one asked. Fair. I thought you all knew. I told you Machi was not the killer. I told you this many times. Because he was on stage. Yes, you did. But you never told us why. I'm sorry. I was not able to speak of it. Unable or unwilling. She's not talking, Apollo. What do? We just have to prove it ourselves. As long as she's bound by this pact of silence, she won't talk. But if I can prove why she was up there, she'll have to admit it. How are you gonna do that? She was singing on the stage, Apollo. She could have been above the ceiling, too. Yes, she could. Oh, wait, she's simply the engineer class. I think it's called. I got theory as to why, too. And maybe I got the evidence to prove it. I did not mean to hit that button again! Exactly who bound you to secrecy? I'm not sure I'm allowed to say who it was. No, I think perhaps that it's alright. It's just a name after all. It was Valent Greymore. Yes! Perhaps you know him? Hello, Rabble, welcome back. Valent Greymore, what? You mean Uncle Valent? She's an engineer. Well, Valent Greymore? Who's Valent Greymore? Yep, knew it. A grand magician, the one responsible for the illusion performance during concert. Super chat's not working. The thing is, I would super chat on myself to test this out, but I only get like about half of what super chatted, I think. So I would literally be spending money to test if something's working. Most I can say is show up in Discord. Yeah, most I can say is if something's not working, try refreshing your page. It fixed an issue with not being able to delete your message earlier. So yeah. Also, thanks for trying to super chat anyway, Robbo. You're the one responsible for the illusion performed during our concert. Interesting reaction, Prosecutor Gavin. The more was bound to secrecy. It's gonna take some hard-hitting proof to make her talk. I think I know why she was up there, but how do I prove it? I'll super chat myself. I have the option to super chat here on my... Like, I can show this real quick. Hold on. Let's see. Display capture. Yeah, that works perfectly. So, this here lets me super chat, which I'm not gonna do. But yeah, I have the option to do it myself. You might have been referring to Robbo, actually, now that I think about it. You're giving money to yourself. Well, the thing is, the only reason I can think to do that is if I think there's a certain program you can set up to where when someone receives a super chat, it does something. I don't know how it works, but I think that is an option. Yeah, we get a little bit of a behind-the-scenes view there. And you could also see the chat revenue. So what's up? Alright, I need to figure out what evidence to do. Send the vid? I'll check it out, but just try refreshing your page, I guess, Robbo, whatever it is. That's an Among Us character. Or, no, it's a sheep. Are you just tossing money at sheep? Whatever. You can't give me a $20 bill directly through a super chat, Robbo, though. I think that's for when you donate to charity. Oh, really? Okay, that's cool then. That's how it works. I've never been able to figure that out. Or, well, not never figured it out, just never had a reason to. Sorry, feeling about the voice. Heard there was a small window there before. Woman's had no time. That's why I was not to say about seriously on this matter. I'm not sure what evidence to present, though. Let you send. I don't know what to say then, Rabble. Don't worry about it too much. It's fine. The Minecraft sheep Among Us. The thing is, the lighting made it look like an Among Us character. I'm not. It's fine. Just the sheep. Whatever. As there cannot say. Performance. $20 bill to his phone. Yeah, that is what's going on. Though, you're trying to shove it through the camera lens. You should try inserting it through the charging port. That might work. I have no idea what to do. So, Chef. Mario. What? I'm still confused though here. Yes, on this matter. I think it's for these last two. As well as that, I cannot say. Bound to easy on this matter. Call that person who told her to keep quiet. Nah, he skipped town. So, please don't. Alright, disarm Robbo. He deserved it. It was the lighting. It was the lighting of the vid. I couldn't see it that well from the top angle, and I'm also paying attention to the game. Lots going on. I don't press anything. I am going to try preventing this. Will it work? Who knows? Doing a statement is clearly faulty, Your Honor. That it's not. I see nothing faulty. Unfortunately, I'll have to penalize you, Mr. Justice. Must be on the wrong check. Maybe the one before it?
Objection!
Nope. I am a bit confused about this. This, I think, is one of the big final things. Press stuff again, I guess. Above the ceiling? Could you be more specific? I cannot. Because you're bound to secrecy. Yes, to tell the truth, I was not supposed to even say it was above the ceiling. I dared not say more. Doesn't sound like I'll be able to figure it out just by asking. Hint yet? Let me press everything one more time, then give me a hint, please. It's not. Oh, right. How much news have we gotten on the third Sonic movie? Jim Carrey is returning. Which one is that again? By small, what do you mean? The air vent? Remember, I need to be careful. I put my hands and feet. Cannot see the light coming through this window, of course. Having great could trip you up, certainly. So I was walking very carefully when I heard the gunshots. Startled, I crouched and listened. This is when I heard a voice coming from the room. Creighton's voice. I knew something terrible had happened, yet...
Hold it!
Press again. So without a word, he just let the third set start? After the curtain closed for the second set, there was still much to do. You could have prevented this whole misunderstanding if you'd only told us sooner. I'm terrible with names. And voice actor. The guy who played the Grinch. I don't pay attention to who actors are. I'm terrible with this. Yes, perhaps I could have. Eat him again. No! There's no point in badgering the witness. What is done. The mind works heavily when one is in the middle of a performance. Well, I've lost my voice in the middle of singing. Yeah, I got it. Without a voice, only all contradictions are so oblivious. Some more talk. Pressing like this doesn't seem it's going to get me anywhere.
Hold it!
Once during a second set, during a performance, you're quite sure? Yes. Why would I lie about the time? Why didn't you tell us this yesterday? When asking me, thought you all knew. Killed many times. You did, but never told us why. I'm sorry. Just not able to speak of it. Unable or unwilling. Not talking, Apollo. What do we do now? Just to prove it ourselves? Yeah. By the tax science won't talk. Prove why she was up there. She do another red guy. Yeah. Are you still gonna do that? She was singing the stage, Apollo. She couldn't have been up there above the ceiling too. Yes, she could. So why? Maybe got efforts to prove it. I think it is this. I just don't know the evidence. The videotape, maybe?
Objection!
It is the videotape! More, truth be told, the reason your presence above the ceiling is quite clear. Especially when you consider what happened during your performance. What happened? Yes, it's all right on the video. Wraps itself around me, yeah. And now, through the air I fly, yeah. Disappear, disappear, disappear. I kind of wish it was more obvious than the videotape. But yeah, I get what I had to do. It was just confusing. Alright, fire, yeah. Speaking of fire, hey look, fire! Yeah, and we can see where she came out of. I will say, how did they get the cloak to fly so smoothly, though? Oh, and that's why she's not reacting to Mr. Gavin's guitar. As we can see, Lamore was clearly not on stage for her entire performance! Ah! Though it saddens me to be so realistic, Lamore is incapable of actually vanishing, let alone teleportation. So I can be confusing to say that much. I can see why. The only explanation is that she was hidden from view, and during that time, she moved to the back of the forum. Apollo! What should you see? It's not nice to reveal a magician's secrets, and it's against the rules! Too bad, Truthsy! But I'm a lawyer, I'm not supposed to be nice! This is all very fascinating! But how is this possible? There's only 20 seconds between when she disappeared and reappeared! She couldn't have moved that fast! Gavin, you know the trick! It's something wrong, Prosecutor Gavin. This is his concert, his show. He knows how the illusion was performed. He's just realizing his own oversight. Ah, this is great. Let's look at the cross-section diagram again. Here we can see the rope through the ceiling. It goes from the stage to the backstage to the rear end of the forum. Recall Lamore's testimony from yesterday. I was on my way from the stage to the backstage exit. There's something like a little window there. That's how I saw it. She went from the stage to the backstage exit. A perfect description of this round above the ceiling. Lamore knew of this because of her part in the illusion. But she wasn't the only one who knew. What? Just down in the lobby, Machi told me something. I know if I open an event, I can leave stage and backstage. You said that? Oh, were you not informed, Prosecutor Gavin? I know about the Vanishing Act, of course. I had no idea the route that'd be used. Why didn't that magician tell me? Magicians only reveal the details of their act on a need-to-know basis. Then the bread and butter of a magician's life, you know, and you just told everyone. Which is why he's bound Lamore to secrecy. Well, Lamore? I'm impressed, Mr. Attorney. Machi was right about you. So, what does this mean? Didn't you use this route above the ceiling? I did. Well, that's that. But I'm still a little confused. Why is that, Your Honor? As I said before, I was looking judge. Yeah, I mean, it's cool. There was very little time between when she disappeared and when she reappeared. 20 seconds, tops. How could she go do it so fast? Doesn't she stop to hear the shooter's voice? That's a good question. Can the witness explain this to the court? I cannot. Very well, Mr. Justice. Yes? All up to you. Do your thing. What thing, Your Honor? You need to explain how Lamore was able to teleport like she did. Down your case out the with the bathwater. Why do I get picked on? It's Lamore who isn't going along with the program here. As I've stated before, I am not at liberty to speak of the illusion that night in detail. You'll just have to tell us what you can. We'll hear your testimony on this. Mr. Justice, it'll be your job to wring the truth out of her. Yes, if you would, please. There are several conveyor belts under the thing. Right. I feel like a student before finals. Good luck, Apollo. Oh, that feeling is terrible. Especially if you have a lot. Follow the route exactly as I was instructed. There's an emergency exit in the backstage where a stagehand waited. From there, one can enter the from the opposite side from the stage. Plan was for me to move there in 2 minutes. I was on my way when I heard the voice. 2 minutes? 2 minutes, you say? The mystery deepens. Suppose it was too much hope that the judge would come up with something. As does my curiosity. Take it away, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. All I have to do is find the contradiction between what Lamore is saying and what we can see plainly in the video. Figured it out already. I'm a magician after all. Well, tell me. Not a chance. I can't reveal another magician's secrets. Come on. Hey, you're supposed to be on my side here. Trucy, just please tell me. I get why, but this is the court of law. Someone's life is probably at stake. Since high school felt like, would you to play the final boss and hope to be another one? Possible, but hard. You also have to get really lucky. How did you ever proceed along this route? How? Why? I walked. You're right behind the form much too fast to have been walking. Tell the truth, Lamore. You rode some kind of vehicle. A vehicle? What vehicle? Ah, what a novel idea. I like it. Hey, that's not a bad guess. Wrong, but not bad. Yes, laugh at the dumb attorney. I don't mind. I'm sorry, but the girl is right. That van was much too small for vehicles. It was a tight fit. Even I had to crouch as I walked. I cannot imagine a vehicle that would fit in such a small space. If it wasn't a vehicle, then what was it? I mean, going for a while there, Mr. Justice. Too bad. Ready for the next spot? Why do I feel like I'm on some kind of quiz show? Did not mean to hit back. Go back.
Hold it!
Did everyone on the concert staff know about the trick? Not at all. Only a few that were needed to help. See, like I said, it's only on a need-to-know basis. Not many people knew about the trick. What are the stages required to do? One needed to open the emergency exit. The door to the stairs is locked, but once through there... Alright.
Hold it!
So when you came back out, you're behind the audience? Yes, that is how it worked. Not a bad show, if I say so myself. That's Uncle Valiant for you, the old granny there touch. But on the video, you're only gone 20 seconds. How is that possible? That's the part I don't get either. Yes, it would be hard to go so far in only 20 seconds. I'll fly through the vent. Just J-Mod reading. Yeah.
Hold it!
Yeah, it's gonna be this. 2 minutes? Yes, it can only be done in 1 minute if you are running. Running? Is that cramped dark tunnel above the ceiling? Mr. Attorney, have you forgotten? Dark or lit, it makes no difference to me. That's true, but... So you're saying that on the night of the concert, you made the trip in 2 minutes. Yes, though I nearly didn't make it in time. You see, I stopped halfway. Laura disappears in the video for 20 seconds. But she said she made the trip in 2 minutes. How? In my professional opinion, I'll bet the answer is right there in that video. Well, Mr. Justice, perhaps you have some evidence for us. Something that can explain the discrepancy between the video and testimony. Evidence that explains the discrepancy. A stunt double? WJ Moles tells for a winner. Judge J Moles. She has the brooch on here. But there's no brooch there. That brooch. No brooch. She dropped the brooch. That's when she dropped the brooch. Oh, that's cool. Wait, there's no W in J Malls. Oh, I get it. My question is how that thing flies to the other side of the stage. 2 L's in his name. If you told him that, he would say 2 wrongs make a right. And an M is an upside down W, so... There's one piece of evidence that explains the discrimination between her and her testimony. The video?
Take that!
Aha! This is it! The magical key to unlocking this illusion's dark secret. Tell us how it works. Quickly, I can't bear the suspense. Kind of hoping someone else would jump in at this point. Well, you see...
Objection!
Judge, I do hate to spoil the mood. But I haven't the faintest idea what he's talking about. Neither does he. I'm a little confused too there, Apollo. Right, by which I conclude that I was wrong. Better luck next time, Pollywog. Mr. Justice, I'm only responsible for spoiling my mood. Was that a tear I just saw in the judge's eye? A tear. Alright, nothing to do but rethink this through. He's in the video somewhere. I'm sure of it. It's not the video, though.
Hold it!
It was Drayton's voice you heard. The brooch? Oh, the brooch. Yes, I'm certain it was him.
Objection!
I do have it. I didn't think it might be the brooch. Matter best left for later, yeah? Pull that forehead of yours to work on this illusion first.
Objection!
Hold on, I think the identity of the killer is a little more important, don't you? Morns, objection overruled. Tell us about the illusion! Not trying to avoid the problem at hand, Apollo. Trying to avoid the problem. This is a murder trial. The killer is the problem. Marching between the Moore's testimony and the video. Modeling an illusion can't be so different from solving a normal case, right? Sorry, Apollo, I'm not telling. Not even if you make those puppy dog faces. Fine, fine.
Hold it!
But it's gonna be here I have to press. You have the brooch we went to the videotape. Yeah, but is that it? The brooch seems like... What does the brooch mean exactly? Lamore, do you happen to remember this brooch? Aha, the brooch! We saw that yesterday, did we not? It's found at the scene, Your Honor. And you're bringing this up now? Why? I just thought we already had determined that was dropped. So did, when that was dropped, so did I, but we hadn't. Take another look at the video. Fire. You can see she's wearing the brooch. So she is. Let's look a bit later. Bad angle, but yeah. Let me say to make two different models. What? The brooch! It's gone! What? Yes. The brooch disappeared in the short space of 20 seconds. It takes a full minute to run from the stage to the backstage. She's not blinking. I don't remember that, but sure. Which means there can only be one explanation. The Lamore we see before the vanishing act and the Lamore we see after are two different people. What? What? The brooch is found on the floor at the crime scene, and not just on the floor. But on the floor directly beneath the air vent. Lamore, tell me, did you drop the brooch on your way from the stage to the backstage at the very moment you witnessed the crime? Yes, I think I did. She said she had a stunt double. Alright, it's go trick. I wonder who was the stunt double though. Oh, the prosecutor, Gavin! From your expression, I gather you had no idea this was the case, Judge. I, of course, knew about it. What? Don't get me wrong, I wasn't hiding it. It just never occurred to me. The switch and the shooting took place at the same time. So, I was right? There was a switch? There was. Just before the stage tower rose, Lamore was replaced. While we're on the subject, just who was his replacement, Lamore? Why, the man behind the illusion, Valen Greymore? That was him? It was Greymore? That's quite the illusion, but I still don't get one thing. Yes? The switch happened before the tower rose, correct? So you weren't on the stage. That's right. But this, fake Lamore is still singing. And she's pretty good. That's true! Come on, Apollo. That's an easy one. They're just playing a record. The Cavaliers aren't some kind of air guitar band, fraudulent. Oh, you mean I'm wrong? We play show live, we play live, no recordings. Perhaps you can explain, Lamore. Very well. She was playing to a speaker. Yes, do tell, and add it to your testimony. I had to keep singing, even while I moved. Contradiction between Lamore's testimony and the video. Unraveling illusion can be so different from solving a normal case, right? Yeah. Sorry, Apollo, I'm not telling. Fine, fine. Your part was the stunt double.
Hold it!
You were singing? Yes. Mr. Gavin expressed a dislike for recordings. But I used this. Wait, so you were singing this the whole time? Even when you were crawling over the ceiling towards the backstage? Why should it matter where I sing, when everywhere I go is the same darkness? But if you're singing while you're walking, that's right, wouldn't the shooter and victim have heard? She was singing right over their heads after all. That is right. Are you sure? Must be pretty hard of hearing to hear someone singing on the ceiling. Once again, we come back to this. Stay to the scene of the crime. What stage? I know what he means. The old speaker, Apollo. Oh, that is cool. Then wouldn't that cause echoes? The speaker? The speaker was playing at the time of the murder. Now that's for monitoring the stage from this room. Monitoring? It pipes in a real-time feed from the stage microphones. Useful for knowing when your set is coming up. Satisfied? That dressing room was fitted with a large speaker playing a direct feed from the stage. At my request, actually. The Moor singing in the ceiling sounded just like the Moor singing over the speaker. Ingenious! Her voice was hidden by her voice! Ah yes, how did you hide your voice during this whole ordeal? You see, I used my voice. Ah, Lamore, I just remembered something. Do tell! When I heard the noise, the gunshots, yes? It startled me, I stopped singing. What? I forgot the words I was supposed to sing. The song. Stop? Thankfully, it was the very beginning of the second verse. Not many words noticed. Go ahead, that mixing board I lent you, where is it? The mixing? Huh? That machine, Apollo, the one that breaks music into tracks. Masked by her voice. Oh, this? I completely forgot about. Also have to let the dog out of the room again. Be right back. But this is definitely a strange trial, and I'm absolutely loving it. And back, sorry for the little bit of a wait, with no music especially, just silence. Let's take a listen. Okay, we have to listen first. It's gonna be track 2, isn't it? Strange. It is. Hello, John Boy. Welcome to the stream. Oh yeah, we can hear something. We need a doggo reveal. I sent pictures of the dog in Discord before. The song does stop there. It does? I must have missed it. Look at the lyric sheet. At the top of the second verse. See where it says, pleasure, pleasure? Now listen again. The keys, yeah. Oh, I have to listen to the entire thing again. My one complaint about this is it just happens, like, does the entire thing again. Yeah, and it just weirdly cuts off there. This is evidence indeed. I believe we are guilty of making a terrible mistake. Crime didn't happen during the third set. It happened during the second, during Lamore's ballad. If that is true, no one on stage during the second set could have been the shooter. Which means that Drayton Cranston could have done it. He wasn't on stage for the second set. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Fascinating. I don't believe I've ever seen a trial turn around quite so thoroughly. Yet one problem remains. What's that, Prosecutor Gavin? My forehead's theory does have a certain kind of logic to it. Yet it is entirely based upon Lamore's testimony. Is there a problem with this? Well, it's quite simple, though it pains me to say it. What if she is lying to protect her defendant? Look at the soundboard!
Objection!
But you have no proof! All I'm saying is the truth is as yet unclear. I'm just shot for the next stream after he's turning. I don't think I'm going to play Underswap. I am quite Undertale out still. From the dog, alright. And wanna at least give it a little break before I play Undertale. Plus, I already have a, I was gonna play Persona 3 Reload next series. All I'm saying is the truth is unclear. Until we hear directly from the man himself. The man? You don't mean... Yes. Though he's a friend and band member, Drayton Crescent must take the stand. I see no other way. As someone with a new perspective on the case. As a suspect, to be frank. Finally, the rat's coming out of his hole. I'm ready to catch him, Drayton Crescent. Get ready for justice. Yeah, let's see. I have Persona 3 Reload. I get to add other Persona games to the list as well. So there's that. I have Xenoblade 3. I want to do one of the Golden Countries 100% thing first. What else? There's a lot of things I have. Oh yeah, I wanted to try Room for Live Alive at Pretty. If I can fit it on the list, I will put it on the list, Robbo. I have, what is it called? I'll think of it later. But yeah, this is a good time to say to pause for a brief recess. Yeah, rather than summon the witness. We are ready for the time to begin. I'm the last man who needs to be reminded of what his duties are. Then well, court is adjourned for a 15-minute recess. Sequel, Dude Destinies. Yeah. Oh yeah, there's Chrono Cross I need to look at as well. So this game is playing right now. Yeah, there is also just straight up the other games in this pack. I should be able to finish this. Apollo, I can't believe it! It really happened during the second act. And right in the middle of Lamore's performance. Reason why she was in the air vent. And that switch and the flaming guitar. When you link it all together, that's what you end up with. I knew you had what it took. Hey, Phoenix! Ah, Dad! Finish all day? I plan on it. Mr. Wright, you believed in me? Not really. Huh? I just thought that I'd make a cooler entrance than say, hiya! Why do I even bother hoping? Where have you been lately, Dad? Haven't been coming to the office at all. Sorry about that, Trucy. I'm on a secret mission. Secret? You mean like you're undercover? Like Mr. Trouse, only shorter and not well dressed. Oh no, what if you're shot too, Dad? Would I do a thing like that to you? Anyway, I'm off for a while again. Huh? You're leaving? Oh, one thing before I go. What? Good luck. Right. Is that all you came to say? I think you'll have things pretty much under control. You get Machi Tobai off the hook, no doubt. Yeah, but you're after that detective, aren't you? Drayton Crescent. It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. The current court system? What did Prosecutor Gavin say during the trial? The case is based on one fragile assumption. Namely, that our Diva Divine is telling the truth. What about all the proof? The brooch and the switch? Piece of jewelry and a lyrical blunder. There are plenty of other ways to explain these things. The flaming guitar, too. All because you lack definitive proof of their connection to the case. But if the sultry songstress is lying, the case melts like butter in a frying pan. Picture James in the back. Leaving behind the fairly sense of failure. So what do I do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it will be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. Oh, that reminds me. I have something to give you from our detective friend. Oh yeah, I also have the Splatoon DLC. Detective Sky? Emma? Well, let's see. This guy got snacks. Here was meant for me. Ah, here it is. She gave him snackadoos. How old is Phoenix? 33. What are those, Dad? They don't look like very good snacking material. It's licorice. They found at the scene. Analysis of the fragments revealed traces of gunpowder. Gunpowder? Probably a firecracker or something similar like the one kids are into these days. These fragments were found under the sofa at the scene of the crime, actually. Under the sofa? Hey, Apollo! That's where we found that little device thing! They lit the firecrackers to make us hear the things! That's right, this. Well, finally, some evidence that makes sense. Oh, that is how it works. That's all for me, I suppose. Charlie team. He adopted her, though. Bravo. See you after the verdict. Maybe. Right. So, this man was friends with, Trucy's real father. Also, I'll say this again. Her earring is a star piece from Paper Mario. Right. Yeah, which I was confused on how Phoenix had her during all the trials, because he would have had her during the main game as well. But that explains things. Every man has an igniter inside him. Excuse me? Find Drinkerson's igniter and set it off. And he walked out the door, just like a magician. Normally. What does he want us to do? No conventional methods. What does that mean? Guess we just have to take his advice and hope it makes sense when time comes. I guess. We're almost at the finish line. Hang in there, Trucy. Alright, let's go. Question you'll have an answer. Yeah, you said that a couple times. Well, of course, now back in session. Prosecutor Gavin, where's Detective Crescend? In the witness lounge, ready to be called at any time. Well, and I add, I don't believe any of this. Drayton was the first detective I ever worked with. We stopped working together after he moved to the Criminal Affairs Division 3. There's guitar playing that fires my imagination. That's nice, but it has nothing to do with the matter at hand. Correct? Oh, I know. That forehead. Very well, call a final witness to the stand. Detective Drayton Crescend. Name and occupation, please. Drayton Crescend, Detective, Criminal Affairs Division 3. That's the International Affairs Division, for those of you who didn't know. And I'm a guitarist, so the Gaviniers. Maybe you've heard of us? You finally understand the circumstances under which you stand before us today. Yeah, I understand, Your Honor. What I don't understand is how you let this happen, partner. Give me a word I wouldn't be standing here. Situations change, Drayton. And don't call me partner. So much for old friends. I see what you're doing, Drayton. You're pressing the prosecution. Your Honor, if we could begin the trial... Yeah, it's high time we did. Listen to your testimony. You can begin with your response to Lamore's testimony. Interrogate his band buddy. Yeah, I feel bad for him, but nothing we can do about it. In fact, if in fact you have anything to say about it, I got plenty to say. Lying must be a national pastime in Bulgaria. And wherever you're from, Mr. Justice. I'm from here. Conventional methods are out the window, huh? There goes nothing. Latifa's lying, plain and simple. She got nothing to back her up her story. In the first place, she never heard my voice. She forgot the words because she heard gunshots, as if. Didn't the detective in the sky hear those gunshots on the third side anyway? Shouldn't took place when I was on stage, man. Strickland Lamore's testimony was a lie. Hey, don't get me wrong, I dig what she's doing, trying to protect that kid. She's got the court eating her vague statements out of her head, and just because she's blind. You go too far, Drayton. Look, all I'm saying is, you got a reliable witness. We're not listening to the detective. Detective Sky, I see it. Mr. Justice, you may begin the cross-examination. He didn't waste any time finding a weak spot. I can't do this with Lamore's testimony alone. I have to find some other way to prove the shooting took place. Judge is eternal? You mean he's the judge permanently? I mean, I hope he is as long as it's, like, in this time period, at least. Basically saying random things, proving innocence, that not the job for you. Diva's line, plain and simple.
Hold it!
We don't have any proof she was lying. Oh yeah, kid, you saying I lied? No, I'm just saying, Apollo, glare back at him. Couldn't help it. I flinched by reflex. Detective Crescend. Yeah, what do you want? Nothing. Apollo, chin up, back straight. You're wilting. This guy's hard as nails. Makes walking look downright cooperative. There's no way the diva remembers my voice. Never heard my voice. You never talked to her, even though you were playing in the same concert. Not a word, as far as I can recall. But weren't there planning sessions or something? Gavin took care of all that himself. Drayton wasn't involved in any meetings with her. I think you can just go around and remember everyone's voice like that anyway. Only an idiot would believe that. Most hearing is very sensitive. Do you remember him if I heard him? I'm sure of it. I can't prove it. And I need proof. You got the words because of the gunshots. As if. We know she missed the words. The mixing board proves it. Oh yeah, that was a mistake. Blaming on gunshots is just a lame excuse. You don't mean mixing board proves what? Proves there's a mistake in the song. A missed cue. So she just flubbed it up. Big time, that's all. She spins a story about a gunshot to protect the kid and cover her own good. Man, I'd have to handle it. Handle her. She wasn't sticking it to me at the same time. Drayton, watch what you say. Lamore's an artist. She just flubbed it up. That's no small accusation for a performer of her caliber. She got to you alright. I can see it in your eyes. I'll tell you, most of her stuff is so pretentious. It's way over my head. Taking a rift in Gavin's ranks. Anyway, she's too close to the defendant. Her testimony can't be trusted. If you ask me, I'd go with the Hector Sky story, the drop of a pick. Didn't Detective and this guy hear those gunshots during the third set anyway? Shouldn't have glazed when I was on stage, man. I didn't mean to skip that. Harvard Train's been lying, yeah, because her testimony was basically their entire case. This is tough, so what do we do? Got a few ideas. Find another way to prove it didn't happen when he says he did it.
Hold it!
Actually, I was there too. So I hear. Which means you heard them too, rat? The gunshots. Yes. We heard gunshots. Neither I nor Emma actually saw the shooting, mind you. Heh. I guess you and the morgue got the same issues then. You know one thing for certain here. There were gunshot-like sounds that emanated from the room during the third set. We must determine is whether those sounds were actually gunshots. Machi heard them too. Remember he said he ran off for the air duct when he heard them? So how do we figure out just what those gunshots during the third set were? The evidence for why he's not the murderer is basically nah. Yeah. It's surprisingly effective. That could have been what the shooter wanted us to think. I'll tell you what the shooter, that kid, wants you to think. He wants you to think that Diva heard me in that room. I'm back to relying on Lavenor's testimonies. Much as I enjoy the Drayton and Forehead show, there's no need for attempt. Don't make us into some comedy duo. This man is the Gavin and Drayton show. This means the Gavin and Drayton show canceled. Neither of you claims can be proven or disproved. You can argue for days that this gets days like this and get nowhere. Especially Gavin is quite right. There's going to be no further discussion on this topic without new facts. New facts, huh? Pretty eager to paint Lamore as a liar, isn't he? Yeah, because her testimony is basically our entire case. And this is rough. What do we do? Got a few ideas. I just need to find another way to prove it didn't happen when he said it did. Has Monopoly just saying no card. What do you mean by that? Demon's line, plain and simple. Yeah, no. Alright, it's gonna be the firecrackers, I think. Yeah, it is this. I want to check something. Oh, no, that's just that. I feel like you'd be able to hear the gunshots over this thing. So much, yeah. It is a fun song. I'm gonna go for it. Some things were found at the crime scene after yesterday's trial. What things? First was this small device. It's a remote-triggered igniter. Correct. And one more thing. What are those? Runs of something burnt? Not another guitar, I hope. Pull choosing special underwear. That'll get him to shut up. I don't think so. Traces of gunpowder were found on these fragments. We have a report that it was something like a firecracker. Eh? How did Gavin know about this? What, you think Detective Emma Sky works for you? I received the report this morning before coming here. This is when I made my decision, actually. What decision this Prosecutor Gavin? Mr. Drayton as a witness in today's trial. Just in case. This faces another possibility. Those gunshot-like sounds during the third set could have been two firecrackers rigged to go off by remote control. And he flubbed his guitar. You got an active imagination, don't you? But you shouldn't say every little thing you think. These making things seem a bit too convenient to me. How so? So you're saying these firecrackers just happened to go off? Right when two witnesses came walking by? That's right. Drayton was out on stage when it happened, Apollo. How would he know when someone was backstage right then? The firecracker goes off in the forest, and there's no one there to hear. You get my drift? Why are through all the trouble, man? How do I explain this? You may not look it, but Drayton's a gifted detective. Show any weakness and he's sure to find it. May not look it, partner. Gee, thanks, man. That reminds me. I happened to pass through that very hallway several times that day myself. And I saw something odd there just before the third set. Something odd? Headset. The kind all the band and staff members were wearing. Right! That's right. Picked this up in front of the door to that dressing room. Also, real quick, let me just get a drink of water because my throat's starting to get a bit dry. There we go. Well, that headset wasn't dropped, but placed. And what if it was turned on? You can hear what's going on through that hallway, even if you're out on stage. Whose side are you on, Gavin? Listen to me, Drayton. There are no sides in the court of law. Which is why I now turn to you, Airforehead. I have a question for you. For me? That are in the burnt fragments that were found at the scene of the crime. There's certainly a possibility that they are part of a ruse to fake the sound of the gunshots. With a headset from the hallway that makes them, you could fabricate an alibi. We're still no closer to proving anything. Those gunshots might have been real or fake. We can't say. You'll see. Alright, see you later, Robbo. You've raised the possibility that the shots heard during the third set were faked. And I need to prove the other half of the case. The other half? Look, I'll just tell him. I want you to prove the thing that went down in the second act. Prove the thing that went down. Well, little piano player was on stage. That's right, Gavin. Indeed. If you can't prove that, then to continue this cross-examination would be pointless. Well, Mr. Justice, you prove the ground took place during the second set? Yeah, I think. Better no, Apollo. Otherwise, we're through. Can be proven. Make it sound like someone else is going to come along and do it for you. Let's continue with the cross-examination. Let's continue with the cross-examination, shall we? Witness your testimony, if you would. This is going to be easy. Need some decisive proof and fast. You're ready, kid? Because I am. So, sure, let's see your proof.
Hold it!
Press first. But the gunshots heard during the third set could have been... What? Some kind of setup? I've heard that one before. We need proof, Apollo. We need to prove that the shooting took place during the second set. Well, if you know how to do that, I'm all ears. Maybe the gunshots are the key after all. What do you mean? Well, Lamore said she heard them, right? Right in the middle of her illusion when she was up above the ceiling. When she forgot the words to her song, yeah. You prove the gun was shot right when she missed those lyrics. They're home free, I think. True. Not easy, but true. Some way to prove that? Let's take a look through our evidence. Maybe there's something in there. Hey, I you're supposed to be cross-examining me. Try to refrain from private discussion during cross-examination, Mr. Justice. Right, Your Honor. Sorry. Just let me take a quick look through the court record. He's pretty eager to paint Lamore as a liar, isn't he? Yeah, because her testimony is basically our entire case. This is Sophia, what do we do? Yeah. Remote control. This, maybe?
Objection!
Seems there was a clear proof left behind. Right here in the Moore's song. Song? What exactly is this, device thingy? A new variety of gramophone, perhaps? I mean, you're not wrong. Come on, we just use this, and don't get me started on gramophone. The device was used to record the performance part by part. Move the slides to adjust the volume. Each instrument is adjustable separately, Lamore's voice included. Oh, what does this prove? According to Lamore's testimony, the moment of the shooting, she forgot the words to the song. You intend to examine the recording at that moment, yeah? You might even hear those gunshots. Exactly. Yeah, ridiculous. I didn't supposed to hear gunshots back in that dressing room on stage. I've forgotten, Drayton. You're all wearing these headsets. Oh. We're all deeply involved in our performance. But Lamore's headset would have picked up what you heard all the same. Let's get to analyzing that recording. Right now. We'll stop seeing if you heard shots fired. Find that spot and I'll find the gunshots. Still fun to listen to.
Take that!
Oh, that is new. Your Honor, listen closely to this part. This is the track with Lamore's vocals. Stole away the keys. Interesting. I like how they did this, though. Porn DVD to pick up the pew pew noise. Yeah, we just couldn't hear it, which is surprising. I did hear something faintly there, yes! Why, it sounded like a gunshot! What? This has to be some kind of mistake! Also, I realize there are similar voices now. I believe a case has been made. Gunshots were heard during the second set. This means Lamore's testimony was true. Yeah. Order! So, she was telling the truth about what she heard. The other man speaking, not Mr. LaCharles. What did it say? It's over. Press the switch. Now. Just after that, there was a gunshot, and the guitar caught on fire. Detective Gerson, you weren't on stage in the second set. We could have done it. But why do we only hear one gunshot on the recording? Weren't two bullets fired from this weapon? Lamore is moving through the air vent, Your Honor. She must not have been close enough for her mic to catch the first shot. But then, as she passed over the dressing room, the gun fired again, and Mr. LaCharles' life was taken. Well, Detective Cassand? Once again, I'm reminded of something. Our performance that day. Your performance? Seeing that, the mixing board jogged my memory. You were there too, F-4head. This part, yeah. What is it with today? Problem after problem, a chung! I won't start. Guitar case is busted. Guitar's been burnt to a crisp, and on top of it off, someone's dead. And then there was that performance just now. What was that all about? This part is off. What is that, Second guitar? Welcome back, kick. That! It was you, Drayton! I thought it was strange at the time. No, how could you miss such a simple cue? I know you, how you play. You're better than that. You what? Prosecutor Gavin, what are you getting at? I'm talking about the murder weapon. Mr. Charles' 45 caliber hand cannon. As we have learned, even the shooter doesn't go unscared with a revolver that size. Kickback is enough to dislocate your shoulder, if you're an amateur. Wait. You mean his plane was affected because he hurt himself shooting that revolver? Ha! You're forgetting something! Yes, Detective Croissant? I'm trained police officer, you know. I've had firearms training, plenty of it! I'm no amateur. Standard sidearm issued to police officers is a .38 caliber weapon. Much tamer beast. Also, the murder weapon belonged to the victim, Mr. LaChouse, which suggested it's a struggle between the killer and victim. So, the killer might not have been holding the revolver correctly when he fired. Is that what you mean? That thought had occurred to me, yes. Well, does the witness have anything to say to this? Detective Croissant! What I want to ask is what Mr. Sleeves rolled up, ready for action has to say. Hey you, attorney! Me? Exactly what piece of your evidence is decisive again? Get a little noise on that tape, it could be anything. You have a legendary guitar cue, Mr. 45 caliber kickback. I'm up for this case, Gavin, I really do. You can line up your little weak pieces of evidence all you want. I didn't shoot that manager. And that's the obvious truth. What is that to point? These arguments are persuasive are not decisive. I believe we should hear what the witness has to say in response to the case so far. You testimony, please, Detective Chris. I'm not doing the right voices anymore. Detective Present. Tell us your response to why you couldn't have done it. Come on, why would I even want to kill that manager? You want a reason? Easy. I got no motive, man. This was that diva's first trip to the country, right? I could possibly know her manager. Didn't know him. Why would I want to kill him? Yeah, they picked up a gunshot. Yeah. A simple reason indeed. Prosecutor Gavin, is it the case that Mr. LaChouse had not been to our country before? Going to her records? Yes, not even once. I see. Very well. Mr. Justice, you maybe get the cross-examination. Wait, I need to find a motive. You did it for the fun of it.
Hold it!
Her manager, sure, but Mr. LaChouse was... Oh, right. Sorry, manager. In interpolation, wasn't he? I just have to take pictures of that big longest undercover from cop, you dig? It's not a very good one, seeing as he got wasted. That's cold, dog. Not that it matters either way. See, I had no reason to kill the man, whatever it was.
Hold it!
You drink water. This voice makes me need to drink a lot more water. Well, it's the same for Mochi. No motive was proven for him. Come on, travel around the world with that old fart. Had plenty of time to come up with a motive of his own. More than I sure did. I mean, think about it.
Hold it!
Drayton, you're a detective with international affairs. Yeah, what of it? Even if this was Mr. LaChal's first trip to the country, you still could have met him prior to the concert. Huh? Or don't you take any international trips in international affairs? That's right. Well, Detective Croissant. That's your game, is it? Get the mayor confess then. Confess? Wrong voice. Confess? What voice was I doing? Yeah, it's a bit of an embarrassment. But I've never been sent overseas. Well, but you're an international. It's I mean, see, me and Blaine's got a difference of opinion. We don't like each other much. My condolences are for forehead, but she's telling the truth. He's never set foot outside the country, I can guarantee it. As it turns out, my diversion has plenty of work to do locally as well. That's unfair. I was trying to shoot her while he was in the vents, but her manager found and tried to stop him. I see where you're going, but I doubt that. If I didn't know him, why would I want to kill him? So he's using this motive question and as ammunition, huh? Well, I got ammunition too. Evidence. Thing is, it could be this or this. And I think it might be the replica, possibly. I'm gonna go with it's gonna be the rep. I think it might be the replica, but I don't know if it makes sense. Yeah, I'm a bit stuck here. Motive. I just don't know. There's no way it's this.
Objection!
Yeah. Did a hint? Yeah, I'll take a hint. Your Honor, what do you think about the witness statement? I'm not sure I follow you. Clearly, yeah, it contradicts the, I thought... You don't sound very sure, Mr. Justice. Objection overruled. I don't think that won me any points, yeah. Yeah, I think I need a bit of a hint for this. Also, what is with that hairstyle? How do you even, like, how much hair gel do you need? Because, like, that's a ton of hair gel. On the right slide, alright. Percent works for Interpol agents? Alright, see you later, dumb boy. Hopefully you're able to enjoy, and I'll see you later. The thing is, when presenting, I can't view the names of people. Drayton is his first name, yeah. It's the Interpol agents. What does that have to do with anything exactly? I'm not sure here. Because he's a detective. He works for the International Agents, the guy who was killed.
Objection!
Got it. Your Honor, take a look at this. Oh, what's that? Looks like a candy. Now I want to eat it again. It's not. Don't lick it, please. Guess the replica? Well, you'd be correct, Hydro. Detective Crescent, ever seen this? It looks like a piece of candy. What it is evidence. Don't lick it before you try it. Specifically, this is a replica of a cocoon. It was found among the victim's belongings. A cocoon? Never seen one that color. The variety only found in the Republic of Bulgaria. Nowhere else. Alright, what's the cocoon replica doing in my courtroom? Surely this has nothing to do with the motive for killing Mr. LaChouse, does it? It does. Wait, I mean, I think it does. You don't sound so confident, man. Cocoon. It's one of those silken cocoons. The kind you can make, well, silk out of. Not this one. This cocoon makes a powerful curative. A curative? For what? Apparently, it's most effective at treating a disease thought incurable. Only medicine of its kind. However, it's illegal to take one of these healing cocoons out of Bulgaria. Whatever, fool! Such a miracle cure, why not share it with the world? Yeah, that's what I've been wondering. Looked into the matter at some length. Apparently, it isn't difficult at all to manufacture the remedy from the cocoon. If you change the process only slightly, you can easily make a large quantity of something else entirely. A deadly poison, in fact. What? There was an incident several years ago where some of these got out into the black market. Caused quite the commotion in global community. Though the media was kept largely unaware. Intriguing. All this has led to a strict ban on the cocoon's export. One regularly enforced by Interpol among others. Interpol? Right. The victim, Roman LaChouse, was an Interpol agent. Dr. Crescent, you insist on referring to him as a manager. But that is misleading. Roman LaChouse wasn't killed as a manager. He was killed as an undercover agent. So I was trying to smuggle this gumball into the country. That what you're trying to say? I'm saying that could well be a motive for murder. So I was gonna sell it on the black market, make myself a pretty penny. Ridiculous. I mean, totally unthinkable. Unthinkable, you say? Why? It's time for another testimony. Not the smuggling of cocoons business. International Affairs got a memo about these cocoons. People's all hot and bothered about them. Can't sell them on the black market. Too dangerous. Yeah, cocoons smuggling ain't exactly lucrative anymore. Man, I'm in International Affairs. I know the deal. Indeed. Interpol one of these cocoons bad enough to send it to the Trouse undercover. Because they are the craziest things. No way am I gonna risk laughing limb. Just to get my hands on some dirty cocoon money. Not the most noble statements, but duly noted. Under reporters, these cocoons top Interpol's list. Selling them to underground organizations would be risky. Very well. I begin the cross-examination. This is the only motive I got. He was up to something, and I'm gonna find out what. Ash Fair's got a memo about these goons. Or about them. Some on the black market, too dangerous. Doesn't lucrative anymore. As far as I know the deal.
Hold it!
I think I know what this is. Dangerous? Yeah, and it will find you. They arrest you on the spot. Another marketing might think you're part of a sting and take you out himself. Times have changed. Let's just start pressing everything. Because I think I know what the evidence we need is. That memo. That's how you knew about the cocoons. Nice one, nice one. I'm running scared now. You had to know about the cocoons to plan this. Just how well known are these cocoons? I'm embarrassed to admit it, but I've never heard of them. Well, the more knew about them, though not their use. Which indicate there are ongoing efforts to control information about the cocoons. Most people only know they're illegal to export, that's all. Then, that's nothing to be embarrassed about after all. Could say people like me know about them are a minority, yeah? That includes everyone in international affairs. Man. Everyone in Interpol too, for that matter. Yeah.
Hold it!
So there are other Interpol agents like Mr. Strauss. All over the world, likely deeply undercover, most of them. That's why these cocoons are too hot for the black market. You don't want Interpol sniffing through your wares? Most came to the conclusion that... Yeah, black market too dangerous. I did that one.
Hold it!
Wouldn't scarcity drive out prices? Yeah, and attention. I think Insurance Brother would want a piece of that action. Down your forehead into this machine where you can say objection! We can get them to cut his hair, too. Who's on trial here again? Man, you don't obviously know nothing about the market. And that's a bad thing? Don't even try to mess with me about this stuff. And I'm international affairs, I know the deal. Public has to be the key to this motive. There's gotta be a way to find out what he's up to. Oh, Jack, welcome to the streets. That guy, arrest him. Which guy exactly? He's guilty. I'm working on it. Alright, can't remember these raccoons, report bad for them. Yeah, some black market too dangerous.
Objection!
Alright, it is this. I was debating that for a while, but it seemed hard. Alright, why not choose a less dangerous buyer then? I would. Let's tell you. Everyone in the market's dangerous. Think they found out I was out the cop, I could get my keys to goodbye. Why sell to a black market buyer? How about someone like this? That article! That's about the Chief Justice! Deadly poison can be extracted from the cocoon. But so can a cure. And not a cure for just any disease. A cure for insecuritis. Insecuritis? I've heard of that somewhere. You went to visit a victim of the disease this morning. Ah! Well, that's the disease that Chief Justice's son has! You know what I'm saying? Our witness is a detective. You'd have contact with the Chief Justice. You are saying Chief Justice would never deal in contraband. Not even to save his own son's life? But even if the deal went through, well, it'd be an international scandal! That's Detective Christen's insurance. Whatever got out, the one with his neck to be on the line would be the Chief Justice. Detective Christen, is this true? First I'm a murderer, now I'm a smuggler. How many crimes do you think I try to hit on me anyway? Just change the ones to think of the Chief Justice for the buyer. Why, the seller could hope for a better deal. They're a cowardly seller. Don't let sleaze over there trick ya. Submit a deal with the Chief Justice. Where's your proof? Well, yeah, and you're forgetting one other important thing. Do tell. It wasn't the only ones out there watching this. Bulgarian customers barely sleeps. They're worried about cocoons getting out. So we were informed. Let's get into the cross-examination.
Hold it!
Just how strict is this customer's check? Way too strict to keep players on the ground for hours. Do call being a bit extreme. They're even confiscating rum drops and marshmallows. Yes, it would be hard to distinguish them. That's right, Gavin was in Bulgaria, wasn't he? I remember setting off the metal detectors several times, and in practically stripped naked to walk through. Here's a travel trip for you, Gavin. Leave the bling at home, you glamorous flop. Your possession will get you arrested on the spot. No, it's this. Gets checked. Except an international police agent who's already on the lookout to find these things. Too much bling for the metal detectors? Yeah. Everyone gets checked. What can I do? Like, I'm thinking of the crime photo because it has Lamore in it.
Hold it!
Choose the customs check. Strict. Keep planes around for hours. String there's comes in gumdrops marshmallows. Multiple times. Everything is checked. This? That was, yeah, okay, never mind. I was thinking, like, that got through the thing. I'm gonna try the photo. Yeah, I figured. Maybe this? I don't know. I might need a hint for this. Yeah. I think it's could be this. But I don't know. This is tough. Perhaps we need... I can say a hint again? Hint, I'm on the wrong slide. I'm sure I'd like to know... I should have read that. You're in a position to know quite a bit about smuggling. Yeah, I need to know a bit for work, sure. I get reports of the failed smuggling ops. Not exactly something you want to go copping. Maybe I can tell you a few of them. Maybe I'll succeed and get rich. I'd be interested in hearing. Purely from a legal perspective, of course. Hi, Weeper. Judicial system. Replica has to be the key to this motive. Gotta be a way to find out what he was up to. Try to do it again? No. I'm not too worried about losing because I just can retry again from the beginning. Essentially. Not beginning, not too far back. Objection! Try what I did earlier. Not sure if I'll you. Nope. Insufficient to overturn the prosecution's claim. Yeah, whatever. I lost. I don't mind that. It is that last one. Careful. Too late. This? Maybe. In a guitar. Objection! Oh, the guitar! Actually, there is one way. Ah! One way to get something out of the country, no checks. What is it? You become a prosecutor. A prosecutor? Ah! I don't believe it! Believe it, Prosecutor Gavin? What was it that you told me yesterday at your office? It's a beautiful instrument. It was played lovingly for many years. Guitar befitting a woman like Lamore. How did it end up here? Mention how much I enjoyed playing it that night. She made a present of it. This guitar is from Bulgaria? That is it. Couldn't carry it on the plane. Changes in air pressure and humidity would ruin the wood. So we vacuum-packed it in the Moore studio. It's a special shipping service available to me for transporting evidence. They brought it right up to my office for me. Pristine and untouched. Did I get that right, Prosecutor Gavin? Untouched. Quite. That was wrapped in several sheets and vacuum packed in Bulgaria. Hack was untouched until the day of the concert. Is the cocoon still in there? Are you saying the guitar was... With cocoons this small? It would be very easy to use a guitar as a mule to smuggle a cocoon out of Bulgaria. What? Which reminds me, Prosecutor Gavin. I think I had some work done on it recently, right? Work? Good memory, Airforehead. You know how guitars have a round hole in the front? It's called the sound hole. Well, they found something attached to the wood just inside the hole. Broken device of some sort. A broken device? Yeah, this in fact. An igniter! Exactly. Consider this if you will. What if that igniter wasn't the only thing that was attached inside your guitar? You mean... He means this, of course. There's a way to get Cocoon out of the country. They could use Picky Prosecutor Gavin's weightless guitar as a mule. Who knows? And who better to do that with access like a member of the band? Yoke! Your hair thing's dangly. Order! The igniter was placed in there for a clear reason, it seems. It was a safety precaution. Precaution? Airforehead. At last it all comes together. I have a strange thing that happened that day. Care to review? May show the gentle sounds of Lamore's ballad, if you please. First, my keys were stolen, a harmless misdemeanor, which forced me to break the lock of my guitar case. The key was stolen to retrieve the cocoon from the guitar. I see! But things didn't go so well. Smuggler wasn't counting on the guitar being wrapped. Only member of the band could get near that case. Wrapping the guitar would raise too many suspicions. Then the concert began. Right about this time, a very large problem presented itself to the smuggler. What's that? Mr. LaChouse. Mr. LaChouse, an undercover agent, was onto something. Who would have known about the guitar? You'd only have to check the shipping records. So Mr. LaChouse tried to examine the guitar himself. The cocoon were confiscated, and the game would be up. Only thing left for the smuggler to do was get rid of the whole lot. It's over. Press the switch. Now! The guitar burst into flames, and the cocoon was lost. And then Mr. LaChouse died. But the more there to witness it, there's your case. Brilliant, man! Detective Croissant! I gotta know, you make all that up on the fly? For a made-up story? It makes a great deal of sense, Drayton. Public of Bulgaria? Simon, but I haven't even been there! True, you haven't. I didn't make up a story for that kid. How'd I have the cocoon in the first place, huh? It's not so hard to imagine. You had help, a Bulgarian accomplice. That's all. They had an accomplice was clear from the start. The voice Lamore heard proves it. It's over. Press the switch now. Made this transmission from backstage. Their co-conspirator was on stage. But who was it? Is it the Coupe de Grace? And for one I know and for once I know what I'm doing. The one person who could have helped them. As Mr. Justice has to say then. We warned. With a great accusation comes a great responsibility. Make up your answer on the fly as you were, and you'll be harshly penalized. Are you ready, Mr. Justice? Who was the smuggler's accomplice? There's two people it could be. Lamore or Machi. Only one person who meets all the requirements of the accomplice. And that person is the defendant, Machi Tobai. But, Mr. Justice, he's your client. His attorney accusing his client, that's a new one. I assure you, no one is more unhappy about this than I. But I am here to defend him in the murder of Mr. LaChouse. I stand by my statement earlier, that he is innocent of that particular crime. Indeed, the defendant is Bulgarian. Does meet the basic requirements of the accomplice. But what if it was in fact Lamore? Couldn't have been. Well, you seem sure of yourself. The reason is electronic signals, Your Honor. Electronic signals? Recall this remote only works to a range of 30 feet. Beyond that, it's useless. Yes, that is true. Now, think back to the testimony. When the shooter made his transition, Lamore was in the air vent, right above the dressing room where the shooter stood. Just look at the stage diagram. This is the area that the remote could reach from the air vent. Looking at this, seems Lamore still could have done the deed. No. When the shooter made that transmission, the stage was slightly different than shown here. It was in the middle of the cartouche. Part of the stage was raised. Prosecutor Gavin and Lamore standing in the air. They were on a tower which happened to be 15 feet tall. In other words, remote couldn't have worked from Lamore's position in the air vent. Ah! Well, Detective Cassand, what do you say to that? Your Honor? Yes, Detective? Can we see the video where Gavin's guitar burns? Just one more time. Well, I don't see why not. What? Don't tell me he has a way out of this. So, yeah, there's a spark. Too bad, so sad, punk. Punk? First you were sleeves, then kid, now punk? You're losing rank fast, Apollo. What exactly were you supposed to see in this video? Problem isn't in what we see, correct, Drayton? Ah, it is why you're here. We aren't musicians after all. Care to explain for us non-musicians? Sure thing, punk. Let me get your yawn straight first. Saying I ordered the VPS to set out the igniter. That right? Yes? In order to do that, I'd have to press a switch. Am I right? Okay. Now take another listen. Pay attention to the piano. Piano? This is fuck. I missed it. What's into the problem there? Piano's going just fine. And that's the problem, man. Still don't get it. Yeah, how to rotate that switch if he's playing? Got Miss Diva, the guitar, the bass, the piano, and the drums. Only one with her hands free was the Diva. Lamore. According to you, she couldn't have been accomplished, could she? Your accomplice would have a hard time helping out. And they could even press the switch. Their feet. We found it in the piano. Piano plays non-stop. You couldn't have pressed that switch. Well, Mr. Justice, piano does seem to be playing when the guitar catches fire. Well, it's okay, we all make mistakes sometimes. Apollo, were you wrong? I can't be wrong. Everything makes perfect sense. How could it all just... strange? What's strange? We found the thing in the piano. No, it's just... something's odd about the performance there. Odd? Mr. Justice, Machitoba didn't press the switch. He could not be the accomplice you claim he is. But everything points to it. Every fact says he's an accomplice. He got the facts wrong, man. Here's some facts for you. Gavin's guitar is on fire. Gans didn't press the switch. In other words, the story is full of holes. Mr. Justice, let's hear your final opinion on this matter now. Was then Machitoba the accomplice? The answer will reflect everything you said here. Give it some thought. Apollo, if Machi's not the accomplice, then our whole case is ruined. I know that. It has to be him. He was the only one who could have helped the smuggler. He had to have pressed that switch. Well, you better find a way to prove it. What do I do? What do I do? It has to be something that doesn't fit. Something odd. Something odd. Wait a second. What? You thought of something? What was Gavin saying just now? Strange. What's strange? That's just... Something's odd about his performance there. It's not much to go on, but it's all I got. I want to go to, I want to check something. Pretty sure it's going to be correct, but I still need to double check. I don't hear a click. The hear that was odd. Come on, something, Mr. Justice. Let me remind you that everything rests on this. You prove Master Tobaz pressed that switch? Let's hear your final answer. Can you prove that Master Tobaz pressed that switch? I don't know if you would call this proof per se, but I can prove it was possible. Then, as prosecutor, calls me to ask you to show us evidence supporting this. Therefore, head, you sure about this? Accept it. There's no evidence, man. Let's see your evidence, Mr. Justice. And what do you basically claim? You better press the switch.
Take that!
The igniter? Here's my claim. Is this evidence, Your Honor? Not sure about. Okay. I can't love your way out of this one. How can you prove anyone pressed the switch with that evidence? Maybe I picked the wrong evidence. For every bluff, there is an equal and opposite penalty. Ugh. What do you have in here that was odd? That's the only hint I've got here. Macho's hands were tied up playing the piano. Want your evidence again? We believe. Alright, so it is this thing then.
Take that!
However, my claim is music, Your Honor. Music? What about music? Let's listen to the piano part around the time when the switch was to be pressed. Right before the guitar burst into flame. Something gonna be different? Yeah, the piano sounded weird. I hear a piano being played. But, doesn't it sound like kind of simple? Simple? I think I know what he's suggesting. I think Magic could have played that part with one hand. One hand? Only needed one hand to press that switch. You could play the piano with the other. Ha! Let's hear something kind of piano servant! Actually, no. What do you know? Can't play a part like that with one hand? Maybe. I don't know what I'm talking about here. Wait, I know. Hey, Trucy. Yeah, you got something? Mr. Wright, your father, he's a pianist. Could he... Oh, Dad. He couldn't play a part like that. Even if he had 3 hands. So sorry. So sad for you. No, not really. Huh? That was just the easy way to prove it. There's always the hard way. Man, how are you gonna prove whether he played it with one hand or 2? You can't! I admit it will be rather difficult to prove, but it's highly likely he was playing with one hand. How do you know that? It was what Prosecutor Gavin described as sounding odd. What sounded odd? I bet we can tell by listening to a certain part of the song. No! No way! It seems we've come to the moment of truth at last. Let's hear what Mr. Justice has to say for himself. So the defendant was playing with one hand right before the guitar burst into flame. He was definitely playing one-handed just before the guitar caught fire. And one section of the song proves it. Gonna go with this. That's the section. I'm afraid I don't hear. Oh, wrong one. Beautiful song and the lyrics. Outstanding. I mean, no. Wait, so what was the odd thing that Gavin heard? Which was pressed in the first half of the second verse, right? I know, I just need to find a place to compare that. Your Honor, if you give me one more chance, I think I can find it. No, I do not have a choice. Very well. And the defense was playing with one hand, then when that switch was pressed, show us the part that proves it. Machi was definitely playing one hand just before the guitar caught fire. One section of the song proves it. This one? Worst case scenario, I can try the last one. Section, yeah. Nope, I have infinite tries with this one. The first one? President Gavin, I'm sure you've realized that it was the first one. Just what it was that sounded odd to you. And I'm sure you realized it yourself, Airforehead. But realized what? I'll demonstrate. Let's listen to the part in question again, shall we? Pay particular attention to but a fleeting melody phrase. Man! How many times do we have to listen to the same thing? You're right, enough of that. Let's listen to another section, shall we? Another section? Tar burst into flame at the end of the second verse. Let's listen to the same spot in the first verse. Pay attention to the "oh" that night in your embrace. Tries because it's hard to tell the music because it's a DS game. Not true. Flavors 2 again. Again. Did you hear that? Play it again! I like the song. They feel the same, true. But they're clearly very different. What? Well, put your honor. Phrase in verse 2 is quite simple. The same phrase in verse 1 has high and low notes. You'd have to use two hands to play that for sure. What's that proof? I would think you know that by now. This is why I hate dealing with amateurs, man. Two versions are different at different arrangements. Happens all the time. Everything because of improved hardware. Yeah, it is still difficult. Not this time, Drayton. There's no point in changing an arrangement, but you can't hear it clearly. And that wasn't the point. I had to play specifically so that the piano would stay in the background. Oh! That was what I noticed. Why should the same phrase sound slightly different, I asked myself. Now ask yourself why Machi changed how he played, and there's only one answer. He needed a free hand in order to press that switch. No! Why is your hair fall off? Footsteps on grass or concrete. Yeah, and it's really cool. Order! I believe this ties all the facts together. Well, Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, quite. Though personally, this comes from a terrible disappointment. What, no comeback? Can't believe it, I finally did it! I shut him up! Very well, bearing an objection from the prosecution. Now state the court's opinion on this matter. Good show, Sleeves! No, great show! It's not over. I don't like when he looks so happy. Tell him, Gavin, tell him what's so disappointing. Personally, I'm terribly disappointed. And you, Airforehead? Huh? Me? Yes, don't get me wrong, your case is solid. Facts all check out, but even now, you have yet to show a single piece of decisive evidence. Yeah, but the facts! Anyone can see it was him. Unfortunately, anyone does not include the law. Greater case doesn't cut it. But, thousands of dice report towards the same conclusion. Without decisive evidence, it's not proof. That's the rule under our current legal system. I don't believe it. It does not seem as though the defense has any more evidence to present. I think if we did, we already would have seen it a long ways back. It's unfortunate, but at present, this court is unable to acknowledge your accusation. What? What? That makes no sense. Truth is staring us all right in the face. Why can't they see it? What's the point of a legal system that protects criminals? Apollo, remember what Dad said. It won't be easy proving he did it. Especially not under the current court system. So what do? Like I said, good luck. And be aware that it'll be impossible to prove his guilt by conventional methods. If the man has an igniter inside him, find Drayton Christensen's igniter and set it off. Unconventional tactics? Yeah, let's forge some stuff! What do you mean by igniter? I think he just meant a weak spot, no? No! I think that steel spark could turn into a wildfire of motion. Lie. We'll be able to press him further by conventional means. Gotta find a weak spot in this guy. Something fatal. So, can I get back to work now? Or what? May it look like why can't I English? May it look like I got a lot of time on my hands, but I got no more time to play pretend with this deadweight attorney. Well, Mr. Justice, come to the fair file without decisive evidence. This witness won't be coming back to the stand once we let him go. Every man has an igniter. Huh? Didn't you say the better the guitar, the brighter it burns, Prosecutor Gavin? Ah, yes, good guitars are kept dry. That's why that proves the best sound, prize of sound. But a small spark could cause irreparable damage. Your plan has an igniter in it too, Detective. It was there from the very beginning. What? Fighting time, Justice. If you blow this one, he'll be out of your hands for good. Go for it, Apollo. What is this guy supposed to burn me up? That's almost poetic there, Mr. Attorney. All the better, I'm rather fond of poetry. I intend to hear this one through to the very end. F-Forehead, you are accusing this man, Drayton Christensen, of 2 crimes. The murder of Mr. LaChouse and the smuggling of a Borean cocoon. This is your last chance to prove your case. This trial has already run on for far too long. Mr. Justice will be my last warning. The moment of this igniter of yours turns out to be a dud. The moment this cross-examination ends. Understood? Yes, Your Honor. Let's have it. Show us the basis for these accusations against Drayton Christensen. Okay, this is really my last chance. Key though taking apart Drayton Christensen's plan is... Oh! The igniter isn't a piece of evidence. Huh? What is? It is true that I couldn't sort of decisive evidence, but perhaps what I need to prove my case was something else. You mean a witness? Proving his guilt is a tall order, but I got just the person to do it. Now what, Mr. Justice? Who is the person who can prove Drayton Christensen's guilt?
Take that!
One person who can prove Drayton Christensen's guilt is the defendant, Machi Tobai! Your client? Again? Let's get him! Machi Tobai was an accomplice to the cocoon smuggling plot. Without him, Drayton Christensen could not have gotten the cocoon. Furthermore, he can easily prove that the one who tried to smuggle the cocoon is the real criminal in this case. How so? Required just one of the very cocoons Mr. LaChouse was looking for. With the cooperation of the Republic of Bulgaria, we could burn a cocoon. The burnt cocoon would leave a particular residue. A residue we would no doubt also find in the burnt-out guitar. Very scientific of you! Thus, if Machi Tobai acknowledges his agreement with Drayton Christensen concerning the attempted smuggling of a barbarian cocoon, the case is solved! Drayton's laughing again. Your unrelenting passion is remarkable. You don't want to get me, don't you? Too bad you'll never be able to. Why not? Little key trigger won't acknowledge anything. Especially not anything to do with cocoon smuggling. What's this all about? Taking cocoon out of the country means death. The Bulgarian law... yeah, see? If Barbianus really was a smuggler, his mind about it would be suicidal. Believe me, he's not talking. But you're wrong, Detective Crescent. What? It's the other way around. Machi doesn't admit to smuggling here. He's in deep trouble. How? Look, if Machi admits to smuggling here, then he'll be tried in our courts, by our laws. You don't get the death penalty for smuggling in our country. The victim in this case was an undercover Interpol agent. I'm sure that news has already reached Bulgaria, and they likely broadcast their dealings in court today, including the part about the Bulgarian cocoon. Yeah, but if Machi doesn't admit to smuggling now, he'll eventually be picked up by the Bulgarian police. And it's not like he's in any danger in our court. We're not gonna find him guilty of murder here. Not now. Yeah, but you can't do this! You can't accuse me! Maybe the law doesn't allow it. But who's gonna think you're really innocent after hearing this trial? Same goes for Machi Tobai. That coup smuggling, your entire plan. Machi Tobai knows everything. There's only one way out of it for him, and that's to acknowledge it in his own crime. The crime of cocoon smuggling. Don't worry there. I'll get you out of the country. I'll see you up someplace at Hidden Mansion real nice. When a house made out of cookies or no, house made out of pianos. Come on. Bribery will get you nowhere, Drayton. Please! Wait, what is with that hat? What is with his hair here? What is he attacking us with his hair? You ruined your hair, buddy. Congratulations. And you ruined our theme there as well. Drayton, I consider that to be my last session with you. We rocked. I'm guessing we can treat the outburst as a confession. Oh, he's laughing again. There's a kind of sick desperation in it now, though. Well, have you been listening to today's trial? Yes. And you'll talk? Tell us everything? I didn't want it to turn out this way, but I'm not the kind of lawyer that can overlook a crime. Today's trial was all for your benefit, you know. I see no reason why you should hesitate now. I knew from the beginning. I knew. Machi. Situation I cannot explain, but money I needed. Very much money. Today's trial raises a delicate issue with our legal system. Only thing definite in court of law is evidence. This is the golden rule, however. It has become apparent that not all things can be tied by this standard. Should another case of this sort suffice, may have to consider an alternate system by which to administer justice. Anyway, Mr. Machi Tobai! Smuggling and not murder? Yes, but he will be convicted for smuggling here and not his own country. Promise you will receive a fair trial by laws of our country. And with regard to the current charge for the murder of Mr. LaChouse, this court is prepared to announce a verdict. Oh gosh, we actually can see his eyes. Hey, thank you. Why are your eyes like Gojiro or whatever his name is? I've never seen that anime. I don't. What's it called again? Something Tensei, I think. But your eyes remind me of him. I only lie, but you see truth. You find truth. That's a job. Very well. The court finds the defendant Machi Tobai. Machi, you didn't do anything else, did you? Court's adjourned. Hey, Machi, I'm not taking up your next case. I'll tell you that much. I wonder what'll happen to Machi. Well, he did smuggle a cocoon out of Bulgaria. I guess there'll be another trial here. All's well that ends well. Hey, Phoenix. Finished it just in time, yeah. Dad! I mean, I was willing to go, like, a little bit over. You're both my things. Lamore. Is something wrong? I'm sorry. Machi was your partner on stage. Your friend. Yes, I thought of him as my own son. Even now I do. Yet, something got a hold of him. Something evil. I see that. I'd see you later, Cake. Hopefully you're able to enjoy and have fun. Must pay for what he has done. Is that not how it should be? I'm so sorry. Do not be sorry. You have given me courage. Courage? I'm considering an eye operation. I wish you luck! Was my suggestion, actually. You mean, you'll be able to see again? It's funny, I have always been afraid of the light. Light seems so harsh, so unforgiving. According to the doctor, Lamore lost her sight due to some kind of accident. An accident? As you know, I suffer from amnesia. I feared that if I could see, perhaps it would open my eyes to the truth I have been running from. I was scared. You know what changed her mind? Hearing her defense in there today. She could feel your gaze unweaving, always looking straight at the truth. If the light returns to my eyes, I think I will take up painting. Painting? That's right. She's the landscape painter in this sound after all. I will paint the two of you. I promise. Ooh, I can't wait, Lamore. I owe my thanks too, Apollo. Thanks, Mr. Wright? But for what? Remind me I needed to hurry things along. On my secret mission, that is. Right, your secret mission. Apollo, Trucy, I hope that we will meet again someday soon. You bet, me too! And so, like a ballad, the trial flowed on and on until it came to the end. Thanks to the trial, the Guitar Serenade was a huge hit. Prosecutor Gavin, it's even more dazzling to look at now. But there's something I want to say to that guy. Next time you write a ballad, have them catch the killer at the end. Wait, is that Trucy's ballad? I mean, like, is that... Wait, no, that was Apollo saying it. What? Turnabout Serenade complete. Anyway, with that, I am going to end this stream here. Next time, it looks like we're going to begin the final chapter of Apollo Justice, Journey of Ace Attorney. Until then, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you later. Bye!